everybody. Thank you for tuning in this evening. I'm sorry we're starting a little late today. It's 6:10. I had to take a last-minute piss. I hope you don't mind, all right? So let's get it going, and thanks for showing up, as always.
Everyone was happy to hear that.
Wake up! You can't remember where it was! Has this dream stopped?
What's up, Dub? Did you have a song?
Broadcasting from the capital of sports, it's the Matty B Show. Right here on Epis Sports Radio. Matty B on Epis Sports Radio.
Swung on and into the air. To deep right center. That ball is high. That is far. It is gone.
On Epis Sports Radio.
Very deep is right. Hits one deep to left field. Headley back near the wall.
You might be visualizing.
Oh, my God. What the hell happened?
Eric Decker holds it in. The Jets win in overtime.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Go!
Let's go, Matty B.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Matty B, Epis Sports Radio, episode 24, the New York Knicks funeral, and much more. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm sorry for the late start. Had to take a little piss, so I apologize, all right? Last minute piss, you gotta do it. So, what can you do? All right, but got my co-host, Dubby over here. Dub, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
It's been a
Considering
minute.
it's been a week.
Yeah, it's been
So
a week
it's time
since
to have the service.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, there's enough time to grieve and mourn.
We talk about it all the time on Monday.
Yeah. It's been okay, and it's been 2 weeks since we last actually did a full real episode. We done some live reactions. I did a little live reaction a little back. I believe Dub joined us for one as well. So we've been active doing the mental health Mondays as well, but we haven't done
You
a
did a
full
solo
episode.
too. No?
Right, I did do a solo, but it's been even now, it's been 2 weeks since that solo episode that we've had actually a full Epis Sports radio episode. So I apologize for that. A lot going on, but again, we've been there every week with the mental health Mondays outside of Memorial Day. So a lot to talk about. I know I haven't even thrown out a short about what happened with the Knicks. First of all, obviously they died, but a lot to talk about. Obviously, in the wake of the firing of Tom Thibodeau, didn't really see that coming. I did mention that. It seemed as if the organization was okay with him making the Eastern Conference Final. It seemed like that was a step up in their eyes. But clearly, we were dead. I was dead wrong on that. I know I wasn't the only one that had that type of opinion. But
I thought he was good, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody thought, once you at least got to the Eastern Conference.
Remember Brunson's reaction after the elimination game? He just was like, totally rebuked that, that idea, that thought. And then for me, at that point, I was like, yeah, that's Brunson. And so I told Gino, I said, yo, you don't have to think about Tid because he wanted him out. You don't got to even worry about that. The Captain Crunch, he just gave the cosign. He's good,
right?
And they did well. They did well this season.
No, I mean, the best season any Knicks team has had in easily 25 years, considering that was the last time that they made the Eastern Conference Finals. And just like good old Knick fashion, what better way to thank Tom Thibodeau and this staff, because who knows what the hell happens to his whole coaching staff now, especially with Jalen Brunson's father. Who knows what happens. What better way to thank them to say, you know what? we don't think you're the guy. And not that I necessarily disagree with that idea,
Right.
but hey, you know what? I think he kind of earned himself at least one more year, at
And the
least
way,
one
and
more
even
shot.
even if they wanted it, just the way they do things, bro. Because I didn't
Mm.
say anything for a couple of days. I was just watching it, and you realize they don't have a plan. They don't
No,
have a
it's
guy.
yeah.
They're just gonna go pitch this organization. Who a lot of people, even to this day, they say people are scared to play here.
Well, I believe their plan, at least for the temporary plan, I mean, as of yesterday, according to Bleacher Report, um,
What did Bleacher Report say?
oh, well, actually, it was some, Bleacher Report, that was actually another article. I apologize. But I believe the Knicks reached out to was Dallas and asked about see if they could speak to
Yeah,
not
the
Dallas,
Jason Kidd. Yeah.
Jason Kidd. Yeah, so you know that's up there, But again,
All
you're
right.
right. It kind of does seem like they have no plan because you know what? If
So
that's the plan, that's not a plan. To your point,
so Matty
because he's
B,
not even available right now, so the chances of grabbing him,
you're making a trade. Now you're making another trade. You
right,
gotta make a trade.
exactly, and
You have to do
that's not a plan. That's a far fetched. Like, hey, it's a I don't not that I don't mind Kid, but it just doesn't seem like a plan. Are any other candidates that are available right
You've
now?
heard the Johnny Bryants and other names, and you've heard the outlandish names like the Spolstras
I even
and
think,
these
I mean,
other
Jeff
names.
Van Gundy's got to be a strong consideration
I
here,
mean, but Van
especially.
Gundy walked out on Dolan in 5 years ago.
I understand, Dub, but
And
now,
Dolan's not going to mess with him. Dolan's not like Dolan's different. He's very how can I say it? Unorthodox.
well, I mean,
He's
clearly,
just very
when you
when
fire
he does things
when you
right.
fire your coach after the Eastern Conference Finals, yeah, it's a bit unorthodox, but bro, I mean, here, bottom line, what this means now, the message that you're sending to the organization, to the media, to the fans, everything,
Man,
is that it's do or die next year. You better win
I mean,
a freaking
without question, but
championship.
this next coach, Matty, he's gonna have so much pressure on him. You could feel, and this is a team who had a good season. The walls are caving in right now, bro. Bridges is gonna be a free agent. He's gonna want money. You already traded 5 picks for him, so now you're gonna make it look like that was. I don't know if we should have done that. You make a second guess things now. On top of that, like you said earlier, you're talking about Rick Brunson, Jalen's dad. He's sitting on the bench, so the new coaching staff has to accept him. That's not normal
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, I
Or
don't
they're
that's a
gonna
whole
fire
nother
him.
problem. I
Right,
honestly
and they're
I was
gonna
never
fire him. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
So okay, so they're gonna fire him, or one or the other. They keep him. It's kind of weird. And if they fire him, they're gonna shit on him. Jalen Brunson took less money for this organization.
Yeah.
And now they took his coach. They fired his coach. They're gonna fire his daddy. So either way, it's just the way they're doing things, bro. You can see it's like, oh yeah, this is how they used to do. Oh yeah, this is the next one that we know.
The worst part about it, and you spot on with everything you're saying, is that it really has the potential to blow up in their face. I mean, you went from literally 6 wins away from winning a championship to maybe never even returning to an Eastern Conference Finals based on how things are going
But
at
now
the
you're in a
moment.
situation where you kind of have to, because the expectation
Oh,
of
you
ours
have
was
to. No. There's no doubt. The expectation is the finals or nothing. That's it, and that's crazy for a first year coach. Whether you're a veteran or you're a rookie coach,
It's a
like
lot to
it's
ask
too
for.
much to ask.
You're
Too
gonna
much.
get a
to ask.
guy who takes the job because he probably ain't got shit else to do.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get a premier guy or
Well, that's what I mean.
Spoelstra.
That's why I mentioned like a
Yeah,
Van Gundy
Spoelstra.
because I need a guy that has
I
experience.
think
bro.
Jeff knows that Jeff is.
You
I
know?
think Jeff would be crazy to take that job.
I mean, I've been saying Malone, but it seems like Malone's not out.
They're not, yeah,
Nobody's
we've never
touching
heard
Malone.
that.
Nobody's touching Malone.
I don't know what's going on with that, man.
Something's going on with
But
Malone.
why
It's
do we
league
have to
wide.
be
I
out
don't
here
know.
playing? So now we have to be out here playing guess a coach.
Oh, sure.
And
yeah.
obviously Leon Rose, he doesn't talk to the media. Everyone doesn't know anything, so everyone's in a frenzy. Everyone's that's hysteria. We got this crazy hysteria of Knick fans arguing the Civil War. We're on the brink of it, of a Knick fan Civil War. And we don't know anything going on. Everybody, and you see all these rumors, all these articles. You don't know what's real or not. I tend to just ignore them, really, to be honest. I look at some stuff and I
that's gonna
just
happen.
look at what I see. But it is just a frenzy, this whole Nick thing. It's fascinating if you ask me, you know?
No doubt about it, bro. It is fascinating from one perspective. The other perspective is if you're a fan that's wholeheartedly invested in this team
Oh, you're
and in
gonna
this
go nuts.
franchise,
I would go nuts.
it's really rather disappointing. It speaks to the how the organization has been so
I feel like
poorly
there's just an
run.
arrogance. They're kind of a little arrogant, like, and you don't really haven't really, and confidence, arrogance is levels to it, but they haven't really done anything much. And then to fire this guy, I'm not even saying like you said earlier, early in the spot, you were like, yo, I'm not even sure if he had to stay or not. But it's just like the way this thing is done, bro. You would really think that they had a guy. You heard the Johnny Bryant. So, and I'm thinking about it. We're gonna give his first time coach and put this whole city on his back for one season.
Mm-hmm.
Cat is on the hot seat. We're hearing all these crazy rumors, trade rumors. And you know what? You can't put that out of the realm of possibility. The Knicks making some wild blockbuster deal again to get everyone up off their seat. But when you think about it, you're starting from scratch again. Thibodeau coached 3 different teams his last 3 seasons. Okay.
Right.
And they got better. Two of them were stuck in the second round, and the third one made it to the last round. But those weren't the same teams. I understand, though, man. You know, I can just talk, tell you the negatives of Tibbs all day. We could talk about the minutes. We used to look at the box scores, Maddie, and make jokes. Look how much how many minutes so and so had last night. Bridges had 41 minutes. You know, all season. Bridges threw him under the bus after that right before that Portland game that he won at the buzzer. We know, we understand that, but I feel like they didn't even know if they were going to fire him that morning. They didn't even know what they're. I think that it seems like they're just being this impulsive.
It's a very knee jerk reaction to the firing, and at least that's what it seems like now because. You know, you would think, all right, they made a very quick, aggressive decision to get rid of him. All right, it wasn't, very far removed to actually losing that Eastern Conference Finals. And you would think, okay, that means they have a bit of sense of urgency in order to hire somebody that's
I would
out
have put
there.
the pressure on his ass next year, no doubt. I would have been on his ass, like, yo,
for sure, no doubt about it. Listen, and you look back in this series, Indiana, no doubt, they. We're the better team in this series. I don't know if they're the better team overall, but on paper, but they were the better team in this series. I do think, Tibbs was outcoached again, ultimately, because, you can't expect to make adjustments like that going deeper into your bench when it's something you haven't done all season long. I mean, yes, he used a little bit. Oh, all right. I didn't realize.
I should be good.
We'll leave you. We'll leave your.
I'm good.
Yeah, we'll leave it up.
Yeah, I'm good. Here I come. There you go.
It's something you haven't done all season long to make that adjustment. Mid
the last minute. No, it's not something you can expect to work.
It did kind of work, but again, the team, the rotation is just not used to it.
The level of desperation at that point.
Right. It's too much desperation. And it just means that he really should have started to do this sooner. And I would have given him next year as an opportunity to do that. Say, hey, listen, clearly, for the regular season, you could get away with playing, your 8, 7 guys.
Spoelstra's a free agent next year. Kerr's a free agent next year. All right, you could scheme and start plotting and look into the future and start scheming on Thibodeau's Nick Soul. You can do that. It's business, but they just don't have a plan in place, bro. Now they don't know what they want to do with Towns. Now Towns is the whipping boy. Towns is fat. Towns takes 10 years to stand up after he falls on the ground for the 8th time.
Yeah, which is also, again, it's a bit absurd. I'll get with Towns because, looking back, at least from a fan perspective, people, I'm considering Towns as a center right here, but even at the 4, he's arguably one of the, best 5 or 4s the Knicks have ever had in their history.
Yeah. I mean, you would think he was here for 5 years, bro. the way
Yeah,
he talk.
yeah, I know,
Bro,
I know. He
yo,
just
this guy
got
just
here,
got here, bro.
and the guy puts up ridiculously good numbers. Listen, I get it. Is he a little
I do want him a
soft?
little trimmer. I do like him a little 12 pounds. You drop a little 12, 14, maybe. Is that asking
Yeah,
for a
but
lot?
you watch him, bro, and his
He is what he is.
his ability is
It
really
doesn't have anything to do with
fascinating
his
for a big
reaction
guy.
time. Yeah. Yeah,
He
he's
just
awkward. He's different.
he just plays a little soft defensively, and that's the big critique on him. And if he played better defensively, I don't think anybody would have any issues. I really
So
don't
but we
think.
know he's
You
not
know,
going to be a defensive player next year, bro, or ever. So it's something we have to
well,
live with.
again, that comes with having more depth. I really do think in a
Like, why would the
playoff
Bucks want to
scenario,
make a trade with a Giannis or something? Like, we want like these rumors
they
we
wouldn't.
hear.
But I mean, if Giannis again,
What good
that's
would
the way
that do them?
basketball. But it's not that a matter what they do them. Look what happened with Dallas and Luca. All right,
That was fucking
you know,
crazy.
all right, and it still paid off for them. They got the
You think that
first
was an
round pick.
aberration?
They got the first overall pick, and they still retain, Anthony
I
Davis
think
and
they might have
Kyrie.
gave them that pick.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, that's that's besides the fact. It worked out for them, okay? And I'm just saying it shows that anybody is tradable, especially if there's somebody that's unhappy. I can't. I know Luca, from all intents and purposes, wanted to stay there, or at least it seemed that way. But
Yeah, I guess you're
clearly
right.
there was a miscommunication with management, so it's a bit different. Anybody's tradable, bro. But going back to the whole Tibbs point, you can't make these adjustments, mid-series. He got out coached, and I'd at least like to give him another year to make that type of adjustment. One more year, only because you got so far. And it's kind of like it just showed in this series, bro. They ran out of steam. They just didn't have it anymore. You can't do that.
Like, I mean, you ran out of team. This is the same team that they had in November. We knew this team was light in the back end of the roster.
Yeah, it just showed its face, though. That's the problem,
Right. We spoke about it. You and I know I spoke about it with you because I spoken about it with my sports guy. I know I did. And we bring McBride, and Mitch is coming back. We don't got Precious yet, so we're playing McBride. And I think what else do we have, man? Shit, we're playing Cameron Payne a lot. We had someone else. We were
Payne,
playing.
Shamit. We got Landry Shamit.
Right, we had the other guy. No, we had the other guy. Precious came in December.
Who are you
But
talking?
we
Who you
never.
talking about?
Tibbs has no. It was the other kid who doesn't play.
Cornette.
Yeah,
Not
that's his
Cornette.
name.
Huck Party.
Yes, him. We're playing him in November. Yeah, I can't say his name.
Party.
Party.
Yeah, Huck Party.
Yeah,
Yeah, got like some minutes in there a little bit, but
yeah, but we didn't have no big.
I know, which is weird because he actually, he played a lot of these guys during the regular season, but didn't play them all at the same time. It was kind of rotational, like day by day. But again, you can't do that.
We had Josh Hart coming off the bench, bro. We were at our peak.
Right, that's what I mean. So it's listen. You add a couple of pieces to this team, like in Austin Reeves. You don't. The Knicks realistically,
You got to trade for him.
They don't know. Reeves is available. What you talking about?
He's a free agent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. There's like great free agents out there that are not like top tier players, but they're great freaking free agents.
I don't know. I think the Knicks, and then you got to remember what's gonna. What situation is going to rear its head is Brunson taking less money, and they were giving him like the keys to the castle, the golden chest with the coins in it, and all of a sudden they look like they're taking everything away from him, especially if they get rid of his old man. And if they keep his old man, it's going to look bad too, man. This is just there's so many.
That's the biggest problem
of
it all. That's the biggest problem in all, and I don't even think it's being talked about enough.
Are they going to be going away from him?
Well, that's right. You are now risking pissing him off. And you don't need that.
He could have demanded the NBA max.
Right.
But he didn't take it. I know the Knicks got his boy Bridges. I know that. They traded his other boy, but they got Bridges, and he wanted. We know that's Jalen Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you think back to the DiVincenzo when he's arguing with Rick Brunson on the bench, back in the preseason. It's interesting, But
you're hearing reports. You're hearing reports that some of the players or rumblings, right? Really rumors that some of the players are upset with, I guess, how was it Rick Brunson? Rick, is it Rick?
It's Rick.
Rick Brunson.
Absolutely.
Or his role, that he has too much role in saying things. Obviously, that's going to change now, being that Thibodeau is gone.
So like
Something is
Brunson,
going to change.
yeah, they
You know,
can't. That's crazy,
and
bro, man.
it's not even.
Brunson's gonna take it like a pro. Like, all right, this is a business. Or is he gonna feel away a little bit?
They're not even in like a position to like upgrade him. You can't upgrade him as the head coach, like, because that would be just an absolute
No,
disaster.
we can't do that.
I think.
Hell
Like,
no.
like you can't do that. So do you retain him as this assistant? I guess so. You do, but
You're adding him to some
you
new
know,
guys' roster, so you're making this new head coach you're bringing in. He's a puppet automatically.
and I was never fond of the idea of him being there in the first place. To be honest with you, like I never
He's Tips
understood
guy,
that.
yo.
Yeah, but no, like I personally feel at that level like it's too much of a conflict of interest.
It's not the first time, bro.
I
in
know,
the NBA.
but I just don't like it. Has it worked before in the NBA? What all the other
I
times?
can't. We would have to really go. Get our fine comb and to
I
find out.
go look it up real quick, see if I get a quick search on it, because it's like I just feel like
There's been other. I'm sure there's other instances where Daddy was coaching on the and the player was on the team, but I can't remember the time where a superstar was like that and the Daddy was on the coach off. I'm sure, bro.
I'm looking. Yeah, but like, see, I'm looking at some of the father son. This dude was the first other coaching duo. Tyler Marsh and Donnie Marsh. They were a coaching duo. That's Chicago Sky though. What we fucking wild.
And Bill Belichick's doing it in over there.
Oh Jesus.
With his son. His same son who's pissed at
okay, I
him.
thought you were talking about his wife.
And the girl's there. The girl is there. No, listen. You got me though. Y'all got me though.
Right.
Listen.
I mean, you're right. Well, actually, Doc Rivers and Austin Rivers, bro. Doc
This
Rivers,
one,
Austin
yeah.
Rivers. I would say that one worked. That's probably the
That was
most
head
notable one, right? And that's a head coach, which is even more prominent. That's a head coach player. Austin Rivers, we know him as a player, so he's not no Jalen Brunson. It's a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? But he was expendable. He didn't stay on that team. Neither did
No, and
Rivers.
it's a little different because Rick is just an assistant, like an add-on. He's He's never seen like I hate tyranny, but he said it though. You never seen with a clipboard.
Del Curry never coached, right? Steph Curry's dad. I don't think he
Steph.
coached. Did Del coach though? I don't think Del coached.
He was on the Warriors bench at a point.
I don't know. And then Michael Thompson, Klay Thompson. I don't know if they.
Michael Thompson was on the Warrior bench. No, he was a Laker coach.
He his coach? Yeah, apparently they were on there. Yeah, they were a duo, I believe, at one point.
Okay.
At one point.
That shit worked out better than this one. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but that's again, yeah, all right, yeah, exactly, that's for sure. So there are some scenarios, there are some comparisons. Apparently a bonus. I don't know if Arvidas Sabonis was a coach.
Arvidas Sabonis and Demontis. Arvidas, yeah, and Demontis.
Yeah.
They were where really?
Who did he coach though?
In Sacramento. I don't think he coached his son's team.
No, it just could be a father-son dude. It was a quick AI search. I'm not.
Yeah, man.
Coach for NBA team.
AI shit gonna be doing our show in 3 years.
Yeah, it's freaking everything. Okay, he's never been an NBA coach. Coaching career has been a limited assistant coaching role. Okay, he has coached before, but only with the Lithuanian national team. So no, that doesn't apply. But anyway, again, I've never been fond of the idea of him, Rick Brunson being a coach there. I just don't like it. You wonder how the other players feel. There's got to be some sort of inherent favoritism there. It just has to be. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's jealousy, man. It cannot have it.
Especially when your son is the superstar of the franchise. I just think it just creates too much stuff. Oh, man.
It's, the Knicks come with so much drama. This is
Oh, man.
Woo!
Task, what's going on, Task? How are you, man? You're saying the volume's quiet? Am I quiet? Oh, take care, guys. All right. Oh, Task, he's probably gone by now. Anybody in the chat? Apparently, we've been told that we're quiet. I don't know. Testing. I think I sound pretty good. I don't know. I'm monitoring my audio as speak, so I don't know. What do you think?
That's better stop playing.
I think Task. Yeah, he says lurking, so he's around, but
yeah,
man. I don't know.
I just put the volume up on my Twitch, yo. You heard the feedback. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're good. Maybe it was earlier on. I don't know.
Yeah. He said it on. He said it on.
Oh yeah, I could hear myself coming through your thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're good, yo.
I'm about to
We got
say
the
because
deal.
everything looks good on this end, but yeah.
Yeah, we're straight. But yeah, Maddie.
Before we continue on with the show, all right, just want to big shout out to all the YouTube followers. All right, we have officially hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's just amazing to think that, back in February, we're starting all this back up again. And, it was 3 years after the fact since Dub and I had done something. And since February, we have gone from 5 to 5,000. And
Did you say 5?
5, literally 5. 5
1, 2,
subscribers.
3, 4,
1, 2,
5.
3, 4, 5, baby, on the fingers. 5 to
Wow.
5,000
In 5 months.
In 5 months. So all the 5s. Play 5s. That's the lotto numbers, apparently. Play the 5s, baby, because that's what's going on. So I just want to thank all the subscribers out there. We will be doing a promotion. All right. I think we're going to be doing it this Monday. I think that's the official word. Since we already hit the 5,000 subscribers, it's the next show up. Well, actually, we might be doing a show on Sunday. But I don't know. We're not there yet. Well, we know for sure we're doing Mental Mondays at 10. There's a potential to move that time up a little bit, so I will keep you guys heavily noticed on that, whether we move the time up to like a 6-7 p.m. slot Eastern time. But during that episode for the Mental Mondays, I will be dropping a code word. All right, I'll let you guys know what the code word is, but in another way, shape, form. But you got to watch the episode. You got to show out, or haven't quite figured it out yet. All right, but what you're going to have to do is tune in, whether it's during live or post, okay? You're going to have to comment in the comment section on that video on YouTube, and the first 5 people to comment the word, okay, will receive a exclusive.
I think we're going to do it on the live, huh?
We're going to do it on the live, but,
show,
in case there's not too many people, tuned in on the live, it's only 5. Right, it's only 5, so I highly suggest you tune into the live show, because if you're not there, the chances are it will be gone by the time you get the video.
5 people are going to come in there and take it.
Right, I would think so. So they're really going to promote all weekend long to incentivize you to guys show up. Again, first 5 to comment during the show. And again, I'll lay out the proper rules, all that, at the beginning of the show, but you got to be there, all right? And I'll reach out to you after the fact, and, we'll get down your information. I'll reach out to you. If you don't, for some reason, get back to me on your information 48 hours, we may move on to the next eligible participant. All right, but we'll be giving away these hats right here, as you see it. The Epis Sports Radio, okay, exclusive black snapbacks, okay? And we'll be mailing it to you for free at no cost, all right? We are going to limit it to only viewers in the United States as for now, due to shipping costs and things like that. Damn who knows,
tariffs, man.
And who knows with the damn tariffs as well. I apologize for our international viewers, especially if you are tuned in during that time and you get to it, but we are keeping exclusive for the U.S. Subscribers for now. In the future, when we pick up a little bit more steam, maybe we'll do a little special something for the international viewers. All right, I got to keep you guys in mind. We love you all the same. But just due to cost, things like that, hassle, headache, and all that, it's just keep it simple for now. And, I would assume majority of our audience is, I would think like 95% of the audience is in the U.S. as anyway. So, that's the scoop. So look out for that. All right. Again, thank you for tuning in as always. And if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. All right. We can stay on the Knicks, bro. We can stay on the Knicks, the whole Thibodeau situation. I did want to mention the upcoming potential coaching candidates that are out there right now. Obviously, we mentioned it. Michael Malone, Johnny Bryant, assistant coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers, has a strong relationship with the Knicks players. All right, previously worked as an assistant with the Knicks for several years, so that seems like a likely, good connection there. I like a Jeff Van Gundy. I mentioned him earlier. You got Jason Kidd, but he's currently the head coach of the Mavs, so it's whether or not they're gonna let the Knicks talk to him. I don't mind the fit. He's got experience, but oddly enough, with Kidd. The big problem with him, too, is that he doesn't play his bench enough. That he doesn't use his depth enough.
He doesn't trust guys either. I mean,
right. So it's like you're just getting another freaking Tibbs. So
Kid
he's
would
not
want the job.
He's
so
not
I
a
like
likely
that.
candidate, though, if you're trying to get away from that. That ideology, that way of thinking, right? Ime Udoka, he's out there, current head coach of the Houston
on the
Rockets. Again, another guy,
Why
but
do we feel like we can just take anyone's coach?
I don't know.
Who are we?
It doesn't seem like that was a plan.
What the hell? Like, what do we, like, the arrogance is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Bro, you have to get, like, let's get Ime Udoka. He's got the Rockets. They're on the rise.
Is it because of the relationship that they have with one another? Is that why they feel like they could do that? Because
what is Worldwide West is some kind of magician that we don't know about, because I don't understand this thing that we're like the Knicks media and even the fans can think that we can just go pluck people's coaches. Like, why would Pat Riley let Eric Spoelstra? He would want the world from us before he gave us anything.
I agree. Yep.
He doesn't care about it. He hates us. Jeez.
Yeah,
we're just saying these names, and I'm not mad at you. These are the names we're hearing.
Right. Another couple of names like Mike Budenholzer, Luke Walton. I mean,
Luke Walton.
I know that's the kind of oof. But this is what we're hearing. This is what it is, and
that's what I'm saying. We don't have a plan. We didn't have a plan. We just fired him because we could fire him.
Right.
There's no to say, yo, let's keep him another year and see. I know you don't want. Let's just give him another chance. There's none of that.
No.
We don't. All right, fine. Where's our replacement? Who is it? What are you talking about?
Which is why I say that this could really blow up in their face. And it could get bad. And especially if you piss off Brunson, who knows if the new coaching staff coming in, who knows if they're retaining his father. Could that have an effect on him? If they do retain
I think the Knicks front offense is really, that's what I'm saying. I think the Knicks front office is really like that, like mean almost. Like they can say F Brunson and his dad, like if he feels way. So I think they got that. They
say
kind
that towards Jalen,
but they already started that. Yeah. He took that less money because he thought he was gonna get money later.
And expected an NBA championship, which, listen, he's still got a bag. He's still doing his thing. And he's coming out with a new shoe, right?
Bridges is making 22. Bridges is up next year.
Yeah.
So are we going to deal him? We give these KD rumors, which I don't think would be the worst idea, to be honest.
I didn't think that they needed to make a big splash like that, but now I almost feel like it's kind of necessary because it's like
I'm not
you firing Tibbs, bro. You're basically blowing it up as is. You're blowing up the whole scheme, everything. It's a whole new thing. All these players, who knows how they're gonna freaking gel next year with a new system? Because regardless, it's a new system now. Now I just feel like, all right, screw it. You went that far to say, all right, none of that was working. You might as well make a big splash that at least can maybe reinvigorate some hope into this fan base and be like, all right,
I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. We become like the 80s Yankees. We just trade. Everyone just keep making these trades. And that's what's happening, man.
If
it's
it
going to be Bridges.
Relevant, okay. I'm kind of on board, but at what cost, right? Does it guarantee
but we're trading people.
I don't know.
That's not what wins championships.
Yeah.
It's a trade here and there. We made the here and there trade.
No,
we're supposed to put the right pieces together at this point.
And in fact, you're seeing that firsthand by what Indiana did last night against OKC.
And what OKC is, how they were built.
Sure. Sure.
And then you want to transition over there whenever you're ready. We can go there.
Well, we could go there now. But I'm just saying, just to finish off on the whole Tibbs Knicks things, and again, it's going to be an ongoing topic because who the hell knows where they're going. what you're gonna hear all these types of rumors coming out in the coming days and weeks and months, especially if this coaching saga goes on. Yeah, at least hopefully we get
Why do
an
we, of
answer.
all teams and organizations, why do we need a saga?
Yeah, well, because it
We're the
wouldn't
last
be
ones
the
who need a
Knicks.
saga, bro.
Because it wouldn't be the Knicks if it wasn't, bro. Down to our fans, down to the media, the players, the ownership. It's always freaking something with this freaking city. I mean, it's just like
It's like it wouldn't be right. Like it's one of those
no,
relationships that there's no drama, there's nothing going
no,
on.
and that's
Like
why
one of
they
those people,
can't
there's something,
stand
always
us,
have
bro.
to have something going on. Yeah.
And that's
But
why they can't stand us. Yeah.
a lot of people use this just to facilitate these fake stories, and
Hmm.
it's amazing because the Knicks don't talk to anyone, so you could just make up whatever you want.
No doubt. Yeah. But again,
No, they don't talk to anyone. Leon Rose let out one media statement in 5 years.
and they're very good at that. I will say that they're very good at not
James Dolan
telling you what they're doing.
sued. Well, did he
Yeah.
sue the Post? I forgot which paper he sued when he came into town. Ever since then,
He sued
he's a very
everybody.
he's a very, he has that attitude. He's very defensive man.
Yeah.
He's very sensitive man. And he's not. That's why I don't think Van Gundy can come back, because he didn't like how Van Gundy left. I'm surprised Sprewell came back because he had beef with Sprewell on the way out.
You know
I'm
what?
surprised.
I don't even know if Van Gundy would want the job, to be honest.
Right. I don't think Jeff knows better. Jeff is
Yeah.
in coaching. He was on the Clipper bench. They had a good defense this year. He's modern now because he's been in the league a
Yeah.
year. So it's not like he's just coming out of nowhere like Larry Brown, if it was or someone from the 90s or 2000s.
Right.
He has been coaching this
Yeah.
year. So, he's a very smart mind, but I don't know if he would want
Honestly,
that.
bro, somebody I was thinking of, but again, I don't know if he'd want to take it, but who knows? Who knows? Being that
Who's that?
it's New York, and like it's one of those like you know what? Why not? Fuck it, Rick
Who's that?
Pitino.
Nah, man, he already said no.
I
on the radio.
I know, but like I'm just, it would
You're
it
too
would
old
really
for that
be.
bullshit, bro.
I know, but
Dolan
just
is
one last chance. I don't know, man. It would just
I
be
don't know,
interesting.
man. I think Dolan loves Leon Rose, though. And Leon Rose has done a good job so
Well,
far. But
are you so sure about that? Do you even are that's because that's what a lot of the speculation was, like whether or not Rose and Dolan were on the same page here with this firing. I'm on the side of
I think it's Leon Rose's move.
I'd imagine both of them are both in agreement of the move. Because I feel like
if Leon Rose wanted to Thibodeau
retain him.
would still be here. Yeah.
Well,
I think so.
or I think Leon Rose would have been gone too. You know what I'm saying? Like if Dolan really wanted Tibbs
That'd
out,
be crazy to fire Leon Rose.
Well, I agree with you. So but there's that too. Maybe he said, "Yeah, screw it. I'm getting rid of him anyway." But Rose wasn't in favor of that.
It was Roberts here that
now-
afternoon. We were speaking, and Roberts was saying that, and when we started real, he was like, "Yo, they're saying that they could fire him."
Yeah.
And like an hour later, he was gone.
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, man."
I'm just, who knows though? Where did the decision? Is it a mutual decision? Is it Rose against Dolan? Because then you just create even more turmoil, and we'll never know. We don't get
And
the
then you have
answers.
the Brunson part of it.
Well, the only time we're gonna get any inkling of what happened is when they hire a new coach and they have a press conference then, because it's like they're gonna have a mandatory press conference. They're very good in their history, not saying much then as well, but at least they'll be peppered with some questions. Obviously, it's going to be catered questions because Dolan's not going to allow any real type questions. But hopefully we get some type of idea, into the decision making, or they reveal something to us, give us a little cookie, little crumbs. It's just too much, bro. It's just too much, especially after, and it's too damn soon. After just a successful year, yeah, it was disappointing. Yeah, you were 6 wins away, realistically.
The Knicks acquired Brunson around the same time the Pacers acquired Haliburton. They made they made a top-end trade with each other. They both acquired, they got the Raptor players at the same time. They got Siakam, we got OG Anunoby. When the Raptors were having their fire sale, these teams were built together at the same time, bro. And, it's tough when you look at it. It's a tough pill to swallow with them kicking your butt twice, eliminating you twice, I should say.
Right.
What are they? Why? But they do it. The difference in my eyes is what I want to say is they're just the way they do it is more quietly. It's more organized. You know, even though,
Oh,
like I said, that us, the
yeah,
Cavs, and the Pacers,
that's
we've all been building at the
probably.
same time.
It's
They
also.
got Donovan Mitchell too. Brunson, Mitchell, and Haliburton all came to the East the same year, I believe. Within a 6 month, like that. Same off season, I believe.
I think it feels that way just based on the media, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you had those
I
same
mean, that's
guys,
what
the
I'm
same
saying, though, the
place, yeah,
chaos.
yeah, it's part of it, no doubt. Yeah. But to my point, though,
They're so much more at peace to do their thing, you know.
mhm.
We have all of this nonsense that comes with it.
Yeah. Again, it's just it's a letdown the way everything had ended, but it wasn't a failure of a season by any means. You're right
No,
there. It was very successful in that sense. Yeah, it
I
did not
agree.
end. It did not end well, and
I mean,
you
as
know,
far as the expectations just kept getting higher and higher
sure.
every game, bro. What do you expect? Yo, people getting crazy. You know, it was fun. It was a great ride.
Well, listen, if it was any other team, if it was the Celtics in the Eastern Conference, it was almost justified. The fact that it was Indiana, I think, made it worse. I think we're that narrative might change a bit though if we see Indiana beat
I
OKC.
was going to ask you that.
You
So,
know,
does the Knick fan feel better because the Pacers beat OKC, or
nah,
does
I
that make
don't think it
more?
makes you feel better, but it does
What does that
justify
do for you?
Indiana's. It doesn't. It shouldn't do nothing. You still had. It means that you still had the ability to beat that team because they still had the ability to beat that team. I'm sorry. They did not. I don't think they were the better. I don't think Indiana was the better team on paper. They just played better overall in that series. But
I don't know, man. They got the
game
new
one,
formula, bro.
game
That
one, they
10
threw it
deep.
away. Game one was lost. It's not even an argument. Game one changed everything. Game two, you really should have won, and you got smacked around. You didn't even show out to play. Basically, that's how I view game two. All right,
Yeah.
and then they started to play come game three.
That was when Siakam
You
killed them
know,
39 in game two.
right, and they killed them again in game six. You
He
know,
did.
and all credit to Indiana, they played very well. But you actually close out game one. Who knows? It does change the
Yeah,
way
it
that
changes them,
series
right?
looked, and you're already seeing it now, Indiana. I can't believe I'm saying this, but
Yeah,
Halliburton does it again. Hits
last
the
night, they were incredible.
ridiculous, shot. Move piece from YouTube. What's going on, man? What's up, piece? How are you? I got a
And watching him,
little peace emblem right here.
watching the Pacers in that last 220, you could feel them just walking them down, bro, like a
Mm-hmm.
like a mugger in the night. Behind the lady with the purse, just walking them down the whole block. And you saw it happening. Like when it happened to the Knicks, I don't know if it's because I probably had more rooting interest in or what, or I've seen it before.
Yeah.
No, this is like the fourth time they've done it in the playoffs. It's like the third time I've seen it. I didn't see it the first time against Milwaukee. But they've done it to the Cavs. They did to the Knicks. And they're all in crucial games. These two were in game ones. And I'm watching the Thunder make plays. Dort goes up for that amazing block shot. You in the game, that goes in NBA Finals reels. It was amazing. Like this guy had a second bounce on one jump. He keeps going up. He stops Smith at the rim. You're still up. You're still down 5, but they just chip away. They chip away. They chip away. 66 points in the second half, Matty B.
It's crazy, absolutely crazy. You can't script it. This team, that's what they do, man. They just kind of hang around and they bite you in the end. And they're deep and they're confident in their game. I mean, Haliburton was really getting killed on the broadcast last night, and rightfully so. You know what ended with
Wasn't doing anything.
14 points. Kind of just, and this is what he does. But man, let me tell you, man, give him an opportunity to make a shot. That's one thing I will say. I had a friend, I had a coworker of mine, friend too, say, "Oh yeah, no, he's finally here," meaning that like he's superstar now. I'm like, I don't know if I could go that far, but let me tell you, in terms of clutchness, arguably, one of the best in the game right now, might even supersede Brunson a little bit, because although a lot of talk for Brunson being the most clutch player come the fourth quarter. Didn't really show up in the fourth quarter of Game 6, to be honest with you. Wasn't really there when we really needed him. Now, I'm not going to get...
They were done.
They were done, I know, but I'm not going to get on them too much about it. But,
Yeah.
they're 19 points, elimination game. Mm. One thing I will say, for Haliburton, again, not a great performance overall by the numbers, but man, given an opportunity, he'll just, not afraid to step up to the situation. And that's hard to, you can't teach that. That's just, something that he has in his
I
DNA.
mean,
I hate his face. I don't like to see it. He
I'm
reminds
telling
me
you, man.
reminds me of Trey Young a little bit in that sense, especially in Nick hater and Nick, rivalry thing. But man, good for him. And Indiana steals a game one, and now who thought it, bro? Who
I mean,
thought it
Matty
that
B, when you look
OKC?
at the box score, the
Yeah,
Thunder box score, they didn't shoot the ball well at all. Shy
no,
of 14 of 30. He had
no,
38 on 30 shots.
yeah,
14 of 30. Almost, but Jalen Williams, 6 of 19.
but it was
And
still
then Dort.
consistent. Yeah, it's
The
still
Holmgren gave them
consistent.
nothing. No,
Yeah,
I mean, what I'm saying is you're up 10 all night. They know they got
right,
to put those guys away, and they didn't.
sure,
And they didn't.
yeah,
When you look at them, they didn't. Dort gave him was 5 of 10, 5 of 9 from three,
mm,
15 points. That was their second guy. If he's your second guy, Jalen Williams has to be better, bro. He can't go 6 of 19 for them.
mm,
Can't. They're gonna lose. Obi Top and the high man in Indiana. Amazing.
mm.
You were talking about them earlier on the phone. We're like, we hadn't seen a team like these guys, 10 deep, no real true, like you said, superstar. Obi Top was their high man last night.
Mm-hmm.
Off the bench, 6 of 9, 17 points, 5 of 9, 5 of 8 from 3. Wow. Siakam 19, 7 of 15, Matty B. Nebhard made a big shot though, didn't he? Late.
I'm sorry, Nimhard,
He made a
you
big
said?
shot. Yeah, Nemhard
Yeah.
against Sky. I think they cut it to 2 or whatever. Because I forgot how they got the one. They missed the free throw. Maybe someone missed the free throw there where the game, because it was 5 and a 3 was hit and it was 2. There probably was some free throw exchanges and they gave the Pacers an opportunity to win the game. And they reviewed that Siakam out of bounds play late. And you think that the Pacers they didn't get this review. They're going to lose now. Or when Dort gets the block on Neesmith late. This is all after 2 minutes. Down 5, 7, 8. They're amazing, bro. You've seen the stats. Only one team has done this in 165 times.
Yeah.
And it's them. You've seen them. You've seen the stats, man.
It was one of those again, I mean, what?
Again, though, but it's again.
Yeah, again. And they continue to do it again. And you got to give them credit now. Now it's
Amazing.
no longer a fluke. And they're
No.
realistically looking, to really put a stamp on this NBA Finals. It ain't over by any means. This is going to probably
No,
go
I mean,
at least
the
6 or
Thunder's
7. But
67 wins, 68 win team.
yeah, but
A little better than the
Indiana,
Knicks.
man, they find a way to win a game too. Oh boy, this is real. That's gonna be, and I'm assuming just off the jump, you lose the first 2 games of an NBA Finals. I'm assuming no team has ever come back in the history.
I'm not sure, Matt.
I don't think so. I would think that's a say. Hell,
That's
I'm
a
checking.
tough deficit. NBA Finals.
Do you think so? Do you think? I'm checking. I'm gonna check it right now. Do you? Think?
I don't know. In my era, since I've been watching, I don't think so. I know teams have lost game 1 and 1 all day. The Lakers beat the Bulls in game 1, and then the Bulls gentlemen swept them. And same thing with Kobe against and Shaq against Iverson and the Sixers. But winning the first 2,
Wow, I was wrong.
who? Detroit?
No way. Wow, I did forget that. No way. Oh wait.
Oh, the Cavs?
Well, the Bucks in 20 and 21 did it.
Yeah,
And
they
the
did do
Cavs
it. They
too.
did.
You're
And the
right.
Cavs,
Wow,
yeah.
there's actually 3 in the 2000s era.
They were down 0-2 and came back and won the series.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the
I
Bucks were down
forgot that.
0-2.
It's almost like
Absolutely.
I forgot that. That's crazy.
I think the Bucks lost its first 2 games in Phoenix.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah. Bucks 2-0 deficit against the Phoenix Suns.
But this
That
would
was
be
the
at
first.
home.
And
If you'd want to do losing the first 2 games at home and coming back, I don't think anyone's done that.
Okay. And then you got I don't know, Golden State must
Those
have
were teams were on road. Those teams lost on the road. Those 2 teams.
Golden State must have had home as well because Cleveland
They always
Cavaliers
had home.
2016. Yep, LeBron
Yeah,
James.
Game 7
that was
they
the
won
famous
in
one.
Golden State. Yeah, they won in the Game 7.
I almost forget that series too was they were down 2-0
That's a 70
early, man.
That's the
so crazy.
73
Yeah.
win Warriors.
Yeah. And then in 06, Dwayne Wade and the Shaq, they came back down from 2-0 against
They
Dallas
did. You're right.
Mavericks.
It's
Yeah.
been done. It's been done.
It's been
So
done.
it's been done. It's
But
been
well,
done.
it
It's been
hasn't
done.
outside of those three, it wasn't done for
All
a
of those
very long
teams
time.
were the road team when they dropped those
Mhm.
two. The difference here, OKC is the home team, so it's going to be interesting. But we'll
Bill
see if we can get
Bill
there.
Russell did it in 1969 against the
Lost 2 games at home.
Lakers. Yeah. Bill Russell found a way to come back in that series. And then Bill Walton led the Blazers to their only championship.
1978,
77. Coming
77.
back from a 2-0 deficit. So there you go. So it's been done, no doubt. That's interesting that we bring that up. I just forget the recent ones in modern times, but
Yeah, we're cooked.
so
Bro.
it's possible, no doubt. But man, it's a real opportunity. It's highly unlikely, obviously, that the team does come back from it. Probably doesn't happen very often, too.
The Pacers are in a great situation. Winning that game one on the road now, like I was saying, you don't have to win the next 2 games. You don't have a must win until game 4 down 1-2.
Yeah, and I want
You
to
don't have a
hear.
must win.
I don't want to hear any of that.
They're
But
in a
you know what?
beautiful situation.
That's nonsense, though, bro. Because it is.
No, I'm saying they're gonna win out. They're gonna come out to win game 2, but
Each of these games are must wins.
OKC.
It's all a must wins. The NBA Finals. This ain't house money shit. You gotta
Nah,
step
OKC
on the
gotta win that
throat.
game, bro.
You gotta bro. It's OKC. This is like the Golden State Warriors, except they're like little babies. They're just.
You think if the Pacers lose game 2, they're back to square one?
Yeah.
Or they're still good?
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Yeah,
just
it's a
like,
problem if you lose game 2 for them.
I don't know,
how they
man.
gotta look at it. Yeah, hell yeah.
I
It's
think
a
if they
problem
lose to
if you
game
lose,
2 and
bro.
3,
It don't matter.
I think if
It's
they
just a
lose game
problem
2
if you
and 3,
lose.
it's a problem.
Dubby.
I think they just got to. I'm not saying to look at it, not to look at it one game at a time. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to say that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, they need to grab one of these next 2, go 2-1.
Mhm.
That's all. I'm like, I agree with you. Game 2 would be nice.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be like, all right, the Thunder's good now. They evened it up. This is I think the Pacers are really like that. They showed it like they can hang, bro, period. They're going to hang.
Yeah.
Regardless, 6-7. Shit, probably 7. Let's just say it.
I mean, it's easily it's got to go 6 or 7. I would think. I don't.
The Thunder got to win 4 out of the next 5, man, or 4 out of the next 6 games. It's not going to be easy. These guys are game. I know I'm looking at it in the big with the game, but that's what they got to do. 1 game at a time, yes. Holmgren, he cannot have 6 points. That 2 for 9 from him from Chet. No bueno, bro. No bueno, bro. Like, same thing with Jalen. They didn't do nothing last night.
It was a tough night, and you're not used to seeing that. But again, I think this is. At what point, Dub, do we start to give Indiana the credit?
I'm giving it to them now. I have before.
I think it's more so about what
I'm scared for the
what
Thunder.
these matchups do for teams. Because look what it did to the Knicks. It just
they started playing Thomas Bryant. They never played him against the Knicks.
Yeah,
he's playing out there, the 7-footer who can shoot the threes, battling people. They got more people.
Yeah,
this guy got 10 and 8 in Washington.
They're
making he got 10 and 8 in Washington. He can shoot the 3. They got him on the 11th man. Let's bring him in.
They're making some really good adjustments.
Carlisle looks like a genius. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was about to say, Carlisle, give him a lot of credit because he's really, he's been around for a long time, and he's Tibbs, take note. This is how you utilize a bench, man. This is how you.
Both of them are veteran NBA coaches. They've both been around for over 20 years. Carlisle, he's been on 4 teams. He's coached the Pacers twice. He was the Malice at the Palace coach. He coached the Mavericks for 13 seasons, won an NBA title there. They got close in Detroit, his first tenure, and he got fired for Larry Brown, who took his team and won a championship with it the next year. So this guy his resume is extensive. And, he's really showing his ass. No question, Maddie.
Yeah, he deserves it. And, again, I say that because, we'll see what happens in game 2. It could change my narrative completely if OKC comes out and, they stomp on Indiana's neck and they just, blow them out by like 20. All right, then it is the OKC team. And that might very well happen, but who knows?
Even if they blow them out in game 2, the Pacers are like roaches, bro.
Right, they're gonna come back game 3. They're gonna feel. We'll see what happens, man. It's gonna be interesting.
This is an interesting series, man. Yeah. I love it. Basketball?
I think, if you're a real devoted basketball fan, and you're really interested in just pure basketball, because that's what this type of series is, man. It's not the sexy matchup. Even with Shea, I know he's the MVP, but honestly, like, he's not like I know the kids say that he's got all the aura, but it's not like a sexy matchup in that sense, man.
He
Because
still has to show us, bro. He got
no
one more
doubt,
mountain to
no
climb.
doubt. I mean, the kid,
He missed
he
that
put up
jumper that
38.
in the lane.
Yeah, he put up
And
38 points though, but still, it's not.
he missed that shot though. The little 14-footer that same one that Hallie makes.
You know
He
what I
missed it
mean?
in the
No,
lane
you know what I
off
mean?
the
No,
back of the rim.
he's not. He's
Yeah, I
not.
do.
He's not the face of the NBA. You know how LeBron James the face of the NBA. Like,
Yeah.
there's no face here.
We're still searching for that guy.
No, well, there is that guy. It's LeBron James. There's no, but
He's
there's
41.
no. It doesn't matter. He's still the face of the NBA. That's not even an argument.
LeBron, Curry, Durant, they're gonna go soon.
Those are the faces of the NBA. That's it. There's nobody else right now. You know that shit just happens organically. We don't get to choose it.
You can't force it.
It happens. So like those other faces, we don't look at SGA like that. We still like you said it. We look at it as a guy that's got to prove himself, right? And on the Indiana, all right, Haliburton was rated the most overrated player by his peers this year. So he's definitely not the face of the NBA.
He's like a thief in the night, that son of a gun.
Clearly hated. And that's probably the vendetta. He probably said,
he's a thief in the night.
Screw you guys, because I'm going to show you, man. They ain't showing everybody.
Ooh.
Man, the rest of the league must hate this.
He loves it. He loves it. He's like Reggie.
And he's going to go home to his 3 little white girls that night. It's a beautiful thing. They must really hate him.
Yeah. He's Indiana, bro. Tyrese Haliburton. His dad is annoying.
Yeah,
jerk off.
I know. Yeah,
what a jerk off, his old man. I don't want to see his old man.
I think whose dad is worse? Is it his
Ja?
dad, or you got Jaws or the balls, LeVar Ball.
LeVar's sitting down. LeVar lost that leg, yo. He took a seat.
Yeah, that's right.
LeVar cool, man. He funny. And he don't be in the games.
He used to. I feel like he's definitely.
Yeah, the kids got him up out of there. They told him to chill.
Yeah. It took a bit.
They're like, Dad, chill out, Dad.
He kind of went on the wayside.
But the little one got to get his shit together if he want to,
Who?
Because he's not serious. The All-Star, LaMelo. Melo,
yeah. You don't think he's serious? What do you think?
I mean, he got so much talent. He's amazing, but he's just like a gimmick player, like a showman. Just like a novelty act. Like even Luka reminds me is kind of like that, bro. Just people come to watch him from all over. I want to see Luka tonight. I want to see LaMelo. We do these games, Orlando, Charlotte Hornet games, that we get a lot of people to come to the games to see him. Cause he's like an NBA Globetrotter. Like these guys aren't serious, bro. Like I don't know. I don't know. I think the Laker thing might be good for Luka, but did you ever think, like, even when they're in the finals last year, that they can win with this guy? And these guys they don't play no defense. They lose every night. It's hard to get to this level, man. That's what I'm saying with these Pacers, man, what we're witnessing. It's ridiculous, man. And like I said, I don't think they're done.
No, definitely not. It's either way, it's going to be just a great series to watch. Again, if you're more of the old school, not the old school basketball fan, just a passionate, everyday basketball fan, and you have no stake in it. It's not the sexy matchup. I think the Knicks, OKC, just being the Knicks alone and the media, it would have been more of a story. But they will create their own story. I think it's fun for us to watch. I'm tuned into it. Much like we're seeing in the NHL with the Stanley Cup.
Oh yeah, I was about to bring that up.
If you're a
eventually. I'm glad you did.
Game 2 tonight.
I can't wait.
If you're a true hockey fan, you definitely not. Now in that series, it's a little bit different because you got Jesus out there. You got literally the best hockey player that may have ever played the game, and I'm saying
I got him for goal tonight, plus 130.
Is it plus 130? I feel like that's he didn't score in game 1, right?
I got him tonight for a goal.
Assists. He had the 2 assists, so
yeah,
that's pretty good. That's a pretty good number, actually. Plus 130 for Condon to score tonight. I like that.
Like that at home. I like them to win too. I think Edmonton's gonna win the game as well.
Yeah, Edmonton up 1-0, big overtime thriller. I mean, hockey's so fun, man. Hockey's
The
so
playoffs,
fun.
forget
You
about
know,
it,
it's
man.
just it's down even a regular season, man. It is just great. It's electric, but playoff
I can't wait
hockey,
to watch that game tonight, bro. I love this time of
nothing
year,
like it.
Matty B. Every other night,
Mm,
finals. If
yeah.
you can, bro, I'm not the biggest. I don't watch regular season hockey. I ain't gonna act like I do. I probably see 4 games a year.
Mm,
I probably used to watch it more in the '90s, but um, playoff hockey, bro. The intensity. That game the other night, that overtime, that overtime went what 19 minutes. They scored in the last
yeah.
minute and change.
It was. I think there was like 30 seconds on
hmm
the clock.
I was getting ready for double
Yeah,
OT.
yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of rooting for it because I wanted them to go some more.
yeah. Nah,
Yeah,
you love it. You absolutely love it. And
we got 7.
Oilers were
Sorry, bro.
down early in that game too. What was it down like 3-1? Was it early?
Yeah,
Not looking good,
they,
but
they scored 3 unanswered. Unanswered.
found a way to come back and really put the pressure on Florida. Damn good team, man. Tonight's game is over 6.5, and
I was about, yeah, it's even money.
it's even, man. They got it. It's a straight pick 'em. That just shows
So they got
you,
to score 7 goals
you
again
know.
for 3, 5. Yo,
Oh yeah, it's an
that's a lot of
action-packed game,
goals.
especially nowadays. With hockey, it's a little less physical, a little bit more offensive.
I think I'm gonna go on the over. What you think? The overs?
I do, bro. I do, especially after the big scoring in game 1. I do. I think that kind of continues here. It's going to be action packed. You know, I like a McDavid to score maybe 1. Hey, who knows? Maybe even gets hot a little 2. I think they'll both be scoring tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern time, man. That starts in about 50 minutes. You got to check it out on TNT, True TV, and Max. We're not sponsored. I'm just promoting, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna watch the games. We love the game, baby.
Anybody, if you are tuning in just now, I know it's dinner time. It's Friday. Hope you have plans, but if you are here, I really do appreciate it. Again, if you're watching in post, we appreciate you as well. Keep showing up. Check out Mental Mondays with Epis this Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern. As of right now, we will be giving away 5 exclusive black snapbacks, Epis Sports Radio logo. Okay, to the first 5 subscribers, followers that comment the secret word, I will be letting you know during the episode. All right, Mental Mondays, what that word is, and when I drop it, or I might switch it. I don't even know. I might switch it to a word, or I might switch it to an audio drop, whatever it is. All right, you got to be there to participate. Maybe you might have a chance if it's a slow night and there's not too many people watching us live. You might have a chance to catch us in post and comment on the post live, but I wouldn't hold you to it. All right, you better show up on that live episode. So check that out. All right, tonight we've been talking a lot of Knicks, Tom Thibodeau. We didn't even get to Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and I know we're a sports show, but listen, guys, that shit is just as entertaining. It's a boxing match. If you've ever had one on a political level,
Oh my god,
it is crazy. Who would
is it
have thought?
politics even?
Right, that's what I
It's
mean.
like a
That's
Facebook
why,
beef. It's
that's
going on
why,
Facebook and seeing 2 people go at it.
Yeah,
That's what it's like.
It kind of feels like you and me had like a falling out, buddy,
Right,
and
if you
it's
go on
like,
Facebook
and
and
it's
start
like,
being passive
screw
aggressive.
this guy, man. So this is
That
just
is
crazy.
crazy.
What is going on? And I don't listen, Democrat, Republican, I don't fucking care what the hell you identify as, but you got to admit, all right, that this is nuts. This is the current state
Hilarious.
of our politics. This is, I remember the good old Trumpy, on that television show. You're fired.
Yeah.
My
The
man
Apprentice.
Trump, baby. I know. This is who I remember this man as. So now that he's holds the most prestigious seat in all of American, politics. Okay. And then, to appoint this man, Elon Musk, who, listen, I'll say, he helped me
With his stupid ball cap.
He
all
helped
the
me
time.
get a little coin back in the day with Dogecoin. All right, made a little buck, made a little quick buck on that. That was nice. But that's all I ever am happy for him to do. Outside of that, maybe the space exploration. But even then, he's gone off the
He's a
hinges with it.
loser.
He's gone
This
off the
guy's
hinges.
this
All right,
guy's
you're hearing the
Bro,
reports.
so all of the stuff you talk about, you talking this trash about each other, both of them. But you guys knew this stuff about each other when you were friends. But now it's a problem. Now he's with Epstein. You knew he was rolling with Epstein. Now I can't stand this because it's terrible, man. Come on, man.
It's amazing though that like he,
Two narcissistic pricks
to come out with it and like actually like say like, oh, he's in the Epstein.
Trump tells us like, yo, you're on ketamine.
Well, I was actually going to bring that
drugs.
up. Now that's crazy though, and you know what? It makes sense, Dub. If you watch it, especially especially like the night that Trump won, like the election night. You see that, he's up on it. You're seeing him times with the chainsaw, man. Like, nah, but bro, we didn't, ketamine. Like ketamine.
Yeah, that's what he likes. They were talking about it years on Twitter, and people were talking shit about him about that. Yeah, and then that's what he likes. He gets prescriptions probably.
A box of pills with Adderall. What else was there?
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah,
ketamine,
he likes that stuff.
Adderall. I think it was something else. Oh, ecstasy for sure. Yeah, you might as well.
But that's what I'm saying.
If you're doing ketamine at that point, you might as well be doing a little ecstasy. That's just take the edge off a little.
Man, you know all shit.
You know what I'm saying? I mean. Fuck it. At that point, you do it. If you do
but that's what I'm saying. You knew he was getting. Now all of a sudden he's a drug addict, but he was your man.
Right. It's just no. But listen,
this shit is so petty, bro. It's ridiculous. It's fucking
forget
funny.
about like just the fact that this dude was the one that was making fucking decisions and making
that was his guy making the decisions.
And this is the guy. All right. Now, listen. I just
unbelievable.
I really want to know. Especially for the MAGA following, things like I really want to know, where do we go from here? Are you okay with this? This is okay to you? Because your boy trusted him wholeheartedly. Let him make these decisions.
No, I don't know. They use each other and it's just blowing up. This is what happens.
The recent laws that are being put in place. Honestly, you should start to pay attention a little bit because this is the exact shit that have been Democrats, Republicans have been doing for decades, right? It's the distraction. Here's the story. Right. We're going to distract you. What the fuck is going on behind the scenes right now?
I don't know, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is a distraction, all of it. Because what else is going on? Like
this is the first year.
And then, you're hearing him comment about the Diddy stuff too. It's like, come on, dude. Like this guy do everything that Diddy's going up against. Like Diddy's fried. All right.
Who's that? Elon Musk?
No. Trump was questioned whether or not he would pardon Diddy, and like he was like, I'll look into it, bro. Like, have you heard, Mr. Trump, what the hell's going on with Diddy? He's pretty guilty, bro. You will not look into it. You just say no. Let the judicial process, whatever it is, figure that shit out.
I gotta go over the Diddy trial. I gotta look at it. I gotta look more into it because it's been so long. I haven't been keeping up.
It's bad. It's really bad.
After that first week, with Cassie's testimony,
it's gotten much worse.
Like all these but he got all these girls going, but they all. I don't
know. Nah, it's gotten like considerably worse. It's not good, bro. Diddy is not justified in any. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's a bad guy. He's a terrible man.
He's a bad guy. But for like,
but are the charges, the racketeering, are they gonna get that to go? Do they have what they need to get him and to get him convicted on RICO charges?
It seems as if all I'll say this is that the Diddy position tried to argue a mistrial, and that in itself
that's always a heave half court.
That's exactly that is a moment of desperation, especially when you haven't even gone through all of the confessions, things like that. Like they're really trying to do whatever they can to maybe slip up on the oppositions and say the legality play. They're trying to like it's a mistrial, it's in this, lack of evidence here, whatever. It's never a proper defending, and it's just not looking good, bro.
They got to get him on a trafficking. I know they got him on coercion and shit and that kind of thing.
Sure, bro. Everything that he did with Cassie, all her girls, all that shit, man. It's bad news, man. It's bad news.
I agree, it's bad news, but they're trying to give this guy 40 years.
They got testimonies of this motherfucker holding her over a balcony.
I heard that. Who's
he? Chokehold. Like, it's come on, bro. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's just crazy. Like, but my problem with Trump is that, like, bro, you know this, you know what's going on. You know damn well. Maybe he
Yeah,
likes
he
Diddy.
funny as hell.
He
He
probably was
he
boys
likes.
with Diddy back
Yeah,
in the
that's his
day.
only. But
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
That's probably why he commented that way.
Because
It's
I
just
know Diddy's
it
cool with
rubs
Vince
me the
McMahon.
wrong way, man. It just he's well, he was ties into all that shit. Like,
Right.
that was Diddy's people back in the day. Everybody was Diddy's people back in the day until
Everybody's trying to get close to him at one point.
until they started seeing the real shit, and then they want
That
to turn a
power, you
side
gotta
eye and be like, all right,
it's not the power corrupting people. The people already corrupted, then they get power.
yeah.
So that's what I believe.
Everybody, what are you doing tonight? It's Friday. Dinner's about to hit the table. What are we eating? What are we doing? What are we watching? All right, we got NHL Stanley Cup playoffs,
I'm
8
ready.
o'clock. All right, Mets. I don't know what the hell the Mets are doing. They pissed me
They play
off
Colorado,
yesterday
man, tonight,
with a
in Colorado.
shit loss last night. Or not last night, during the day. Ultimately, the Mets did their job with the Dodgers this year. I will say that, Dubs. They did their job. They
played
took
them
care of business.
very well.
They should have swept them. They really should have swept them. It was a poor last 2 games for them. But they won the season series, and this means going forward that they have home field advantage against the Dodgers in the playoffs. So they did their job.
Even if they have a lesser record, they'd have home field advantage against them?
No, they have to maintain the record. But if they tie,
Oh, if they tie. Okay, got it.
If they tie, they have the playoffs. And right now, the Mets are ahead of them record-wise, I believe. I think so. Again, they did their job in that sense. Not a great way to end it. Bit sloppy in this series. Lot to be happy about. Soto with the shuffle. Looks to be himself again a little bit. Pete fucking killing it, doing his thing. You got the Yankees and Boston are in a rain delay right now.
In a rain delay. Yeah.
It's freaking sunny outside, Dub. What do we?
I don't know, man.
I know I'm in Queens and the Bronx is about 20 minutes away, but where the hell is this? Where is this cloud of rain? What's going on here? So, all right. Apparently, they're in a rain delay in the Yankee Stadium. Is there like thunder on the way? What the hell is going on?
I'm always on the betting app right now. I got the itch.
And you got, easy with your itch over there, all right, bro? Maybe you should go get that checked out, all right?
$10 itch.
$10 itch. I'll give you a $10 itch, all right, man? 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time, New York, Mexico, Colorado. We're hanging out with you guys tonight, man. It's a beautiful Friday evening. How the hell was your week? My day kind of sucked today. It was a little bit hectic at work. Dub, I know you were off. You chilling.
Hell yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. Good night.
Again, people, we want to hear from you, all right? We want to hear from you. It's Friday night. Hit us up, whether you're coming from us, Twitch or YouTube. It's your boy, Matty B, W. Dubois. All right. You call in. The number is on the screen, 347-870-1170. Text me right now with a topic you'd like to talk about. Call in, anything. And if I like it, if I want it, you'll be coming on. All right. Again, Dub, how do you feel about your Yankees? Where is the state of the New York Yankees right now? What's going on? For me, the way I look at it, not a great week or so, but
no. Tampa Bay's made up some ground on them. Where they come from, man?
Yeah, well, they always find a way. And again, 4-3 win today over Miami.
They did.
Tampa doing their thing. But how do you feel, bro? How do you feel? Again, all the injuries, the issues, things like that, the missed performances.
I mean, sheesh. We still set to get Louis Hill back, right? So that's a good thing. That's gonna be like getting a free agent acquisition. That's my Wawa's, I believe. That's gonna be like getting a free agent acquisition. You know what I mean? And I think they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. 38-23, coasting through, holding on the lead while these teams scramble for position underneath them in the AL East. I really like what the Yankees are doing. Considering what they have, standing still on the horizon. And
how do you feel?
I'm not worried about.
How do you feel about some of the struggles in the lineup? A lot of talk about Jazz Chisholm. Batting 207.
He just returned.
I know he
just returned.
But it's been, there's always been
I
a
don't know.
conversation
DJ
with Jazz.
LeMahieu's been hitting the baseball well. Jazz moves over to third.
I mean,
Like, you ready?
LeMayo's batting 231, bro. Like,
Yeah,
realistically,
he had a
when
little.
you break it
He's
down,
helped them
you
win.
know?
He's helped them win games. He's hitting well with runners in scoring position. I mean, he was giving us nothing, man.
Yes. I know.
He was giving us
I know.
nothing. I mean, it's not like it's not 2009 or 2008 where guys hitting 320, 310. 250 is not. It is what it is, bro. It's
Yeah,
situational
but can
hitting.
you really say that, bro, when you got your star player, Mr. Judge, batting 392?
Well, this guy's out of this world, man. He's the best player in the league.
Well, clearly, I mean, there's no doubt. He's kind of like showed you like that maybe he should go to another league. You know what I'm saying? He's been so good. But again, it does show.
How about Cody Bellinger? Bellinger's been phenomenal. Goldschmidt, Bellinger, of course, Ben
but
Rice.
even then, taking a step back, 257 now. BP 331, slugging 456. Goldschmidt doing great still, 323. But
Bellinger
I see
gets
some
big
holes.
hits and he plays big
holes,
defense.
Man, I see some holes. My thing is, where are we going with the Yanks? Because the pitching is still a question mark.
We're going to the playoffs.
We need to go more. We need to go far
We're
and
in,
beyond
it's
that,
June,
right?
bro. We
I
can't.
know.
You said it before. When we talk about one game, we'll get there. You're gonna put the pressure on us. We're chilling right now. We're winning games with 15 games over 500.
I just personally, bro, I don't get the championship
61
feel
games.
from this team. I don't get
Probably
the
not. I
championship
don't know.
feel from this team.
I don't know. I mean, you know
the
what?
Mets, I get that feel. I really do.
I don't know,
Mets
Matt.
are like a trade acquisition away, like picking up a big player or a pitcher to like really putting them over the top. I think the Yankees are there too. I think the Yankees are there. Like, no, seriously, the Yankees are that good. I mean, like you said, 38-23, 20-10 at home.
Right.
They're a great team. No doubt. But to get them over the top, obviously the absence of Garrett Cole, I always felt like coming into the season, you just needed a little bit more, especially
the
in the
Yankees.
absence
The
of
thing
Cole.
with the difference in the Mets and the Yankees right now, besides the league that they play in, is you guys got a team that's going to be on your ass. That's on your ass now. That's going to be there all year. So I don't know if that's probably a good thing. It probably get you seasoned. I don't know how that's going to work out. What that means. But and maybe the fact that we probably won't have, because I really don't think we're going to lose the league in this division. We're going to go from wire to wire, bro. That's what's going to happen here. The division's not that good. No, the American League East. I mean, Tampa's. I watched them today. I told you I was going to watch that game. I watched it. Tampa's. They're cool.
As long as
they
the
do what they do.
As long as the Yankees, honestly, the American League East is.
When has Toronto
is a
ever
bit
been
mediocre.
a threat?
No, American League is mediocre outside of Yankees. I was surprised by that. I thought the Red Sox would be much better.
Right, they haven't done.
They're 4 games under 500. 9.5 back now.
Baltimore's done
in the division. Baltimore's again. Done. That was another huge letdown. I didn't think they'd be this bad. I don't think anybody thought they'd be this bad. 25-36. They're 13 games out, virtually done.
Right.
I guess theoretically they could turn it around, but it doesn't seem likely. Blue Jays, all right. 4 games over 5. It's really the Blue Jays, Rays, and Yankees.
And when has the Blue Jays ever scared anyone?
Right. Again, and it comes down to that pitching, man. They got they can hit around, they can do their things, but can they actually pitch and win this division? I don't know. I don't think they could get there. Yankees are good enough to
the Blue Jays
keep fend them away.
Keep them at bay. Yeah, keep them at bay. Absolutely.
For sure. And I honestly think it's just a mediocre division that the Yankees are clearly the highlighted team in that division right now. Seemingly like that's going to be the case going forward. And they're just going to do enough. But is that enough for me? Is that enough for you? Is that enough for the fan base? That's what I mean by that. Because, all right, you're looking at the I don't know what the hell happened in Detroit Tigers. I don't know.
So the Yankees are obviously championship or bust again. That's what you're telling me?
I think they were always... They were always championship
involved in that as well, man. There's a lot of different factors that's going to happen between now and June. You just want to be around, bro. even to the Yankees, even
No,
anyone. You just want to be lingering around to have that opportunity.
But this
And,
is
they're
what I
doing
mean,
that.
man. This is what I mean. They're going to be around. That's not the issue.
So,
It's
we're going to be
really,
one of 12.
where do they
or what is
look,
it, one of
though?
14?
Where do they look? Because
I just
all
want
I'm
to get in
saying-
the dance, bro.
No, but that no, you need to think more than that. And at least if I'm this front office,
It's 2 different seasons.
all right, no
this
doubt,
one and
no
then
doubt, bro.
and
Listen, I don't personally see anybody outside of the freaking Tigers and the Astros, and I only mention the Astros because they've been your freaking arch nemesis for the last decade, right, or more.
right.
But again, they're in first place, a game and a half up on Mariners. They're 34-28, not ridiculously good, but good enough. That division's relative. All of the American League is kind of mediocre. The best teams are in the National League right now. For me, and it's not just because I'm a Met fan, but Dodgers and the Mets are the best 2 teams in the league. I
guess.
You could throw Detroit in there. I think Detroit the numbers are slightly inflated because of how bad the American League is. Now, that doesn't mean that Detroit's not good. They clearly.
What's the record between the National League and the American League this year?
Well, Detroit's got 41-23.
No,
okay?
I mean, what's the record when they head to head?
Between each.
In the American League, yeah, man. You're making it sound like, come on, Detroit's good because
even if that was in favor, of American League.
Colorado's the worst team in baseball. They're over there.
Yeah, but that means nothing.
The Pirates stink too. So do Florida Marlins. These teams are 25, got 25, 15 and 25.
You're thinking totality of each league.
But you're talking about the Tigers getting wins because they're feasting on the American League.
Yeah, no doubt. The American League is shit. All the 3 divisions.
So you were just saying the Tigers are feasting on the week of. So I'm saying there's feast in the National League too.
Oh, no doubt.
You get Colorado 6, 7, 8, 9 times.
No, I agree. But the Mets and the Dodgers are better than those teams. I wholeheartedly. By the way, they're currently constructed.
I'm not going to disrespect the Tigers.
All right, but they're not on paper. But I didn't expect them to win it like this, bro.
You did. I took Cleveland. And you're going to take. I remember that conversation.
I gave them praise. I said they were coming up, but 41 wins at this point. All right. And I'm not saying that they're not good. I'm trying to get those numbers that you're asking. I don't see it here. In American League. This is this year. It says the AL has won 48 of 93 All-Star. No, it's fucking All-Star games. I don't want All-Star games. I hate you.
Trying to get a Connor McDavid profit right now.
25. What's your Connor McDavid prop?
I got a goal separate. And then I got
Similar overall winning percentage with notable differences in individual races, individual team performance. The NL is showing early signs of being a stronger league with more teams reaching 14 wins and a positive run differential. However, the AL has traditionally been stronger, just traditionally. And the 2020-2025 season is still early with a lot of season remaining. Okay, that doesn't really give me much, people. Jesus
I need the record. They play at that.
Looking at
There's some AI can give you that.
Yeah, that was totally AI. It's all AI.
Oh, trash.
I know. The problem is I don't know if I can do this. Why doesn't it give me it? It's so annoying. I don't know, Dub. I don't have an answer for you off the look. We're going to have to break that down. Maybe I'll just break it down myself and go game by game. Because, of course, there's no easy search on it. Of course. That's ridiculous. But, again, I'm talking about, like, the top 2 teams in each league. That's it. I'm talking about, like, the Final Fours, the league contenders. We're not talking about We're
moving
not
the
talking
field
about,
goalpost a little bit.
yeah, I'm not talking about the depth and things like that. Like, yeah, there are shit teams in National League. The worst team is in the
And
National
that
League.
stuff matters, man,
Like,
when it
it
comes down to it.
matters, no doubt. But how many teams, how many times do the Mets play the Colorado
I
Rockies?
think
You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
think
Like,
the
it's not.
Mets. I don't think the Mets are on a tier where you're like, yeah, the Dodgers and the Mets. I think it's the Dodgers, bro. Then everybody, the
I
people coming for
disagree.
them. I don't
I'm
think
starting
the
to.
Mets, your Mets, because they beat them up this weekend
No, it's not even that, and they didn't. They lost two
or
games.
last
They should have
weekend.
freaking sweet. They should have freaking swept them.
I don't think the Mets are separate from the rest of the league. I don't think they've done that anything to separate themselves from the talk, like from the Yankees
All
or the
right, I
Tigers or any of
disagree.
the
The Met team that
division,
I'm.
the Phillies.
Yeah.
The Mets haven't separated themselves from the Phillies for them to be how they haven't. The
The
Phillies are right there.
Phillies are in that
They're not going
conversation.
anywhere.
I never
You didn't say them.
All right, I'm not just because I didn't mention them doesn't mean they weren't in that top tier of teams.
Had to though.
You know, I'm just saying Dodgers, Phillies, Mets. That's it. You know,
You
that's
think
what
those are
you
the
have
three
to.
best teams in baseball?
Oh
Then you want to throw the Yankees and
no,
Detroit in there and
National
4
League.
and 5. That's
I
cool.
said National League.
But no, probably in baseball, you might be right now.
Yeah.
But it's
I don't
but right
know if
now,
I'm
it's still
right
June.
there. You know,
It's still June.
I would put the Yankees.
Top 5.
Easily. Yeah.
Agreed.
But honestly, I'd put the Yankees above the Phillies. Phillies, for some reason, your numbers are good, but it's just
I don't know.
the team is. I don't think they're as good, and I think the Yankees are better than them. Listen, they're 37-25, game and a half behind the Mets, but I don't know. We'll see. I just don't think they're as good. They, years past haven't proven it to me. I think the Yankees are better, but the issue with the Yanks is the pitching. I think they really need them to go make a move. You hear the rumors about acquiring a Paul Skeens. For everybody, all the top tier teams, like that is a conversation that needs to be had right now. Like Skeens
Pirates gonna
is
pirate.
out there. He's being wasted away with the Pirates organization. He's not going to want to stay there. I think right now his value is as high as ever. He's more valuable to a team. I mean,
Pirates ain't shit, bro.
Right? They ain't shit exactly. So he's
Pirates
not going to want to
ain't
stay. He's as high as ever in
How
terms
does it
of his
need to be a
value.
Pirate fan, bro? Like there's Pirate fans out here in
Yeah,
this world.
especially
That's crazy.
in that city.
Yeah.
There ain't much going on in Pittsburgh, man. Have you ever been there?
No, I want to go there though. I plan to.
Yeah. It's nice, but it's so small. It's like downtown Pittsburgh is like a wannabe downtown Manhattan. It's very it feels very corporate and all that and rustic, but there's nothing going on. There's like a couple like underground bars and like speakeasies you hit and shit like that, but otherwise there's not much going on in that town.
They got baseball.
They got baseball, they got football, and that's nice. Like the stadiums
That's
are
all
beautiful.
I need to do is go for a game because I heard the
Yeah.
stadium is incredible.
The whole
all I
area
want.
is beautiful for that. It's just visually, it's stunning to be around there. It's very nice aesthetically, but outside that, it's a little mountain town. Ain't much going on in Pittsburgh. Shout out to Mac Miller.
What's up, Mac? Yeah, man. I mean, what we got? We got the finals. I like Edmonton tonight. I like them in the series. I mean, they're up 1-0, so it's easy for me to say that now live. But they lost to them last year. I think they're gonna come back and get the Panthers. This is a real rivalry we're watching develop, and maybe it's time for Canada to get their championship. It's been a while, at least in the NHL.
All right. I think I have to take a little quick break and go take a piss again. Dub, do you want to keep
Nice.
it rolling, or do you want to maybe hit a quick little break? We'll come back in for the people. What do you want to do?
Yeah. We could keep it rolling.
All right, it's up to you, bro.
Yeah.
I'll put it on you
Go ahead.
and
Go
keep
for
it
it.
rolling.
Go for it.
All right, bro. I'll put W up
Yeah,
on
guys.
here for you guys. I will be right back. I'm going to take a quick little break, and W's going to keep the show rolling.
Yeah, guys. Yeah. So we talk about whatever you guys want, but I'm gonna touch back on the finals. Like I was saying, it's real fascinating finals. These guys, man, the Thunder, they didn't look like anything they were supposed to look like. What they have looked like, I should say. Even the confidence. If you remember when they lost that game 3 against the T Wolves, the big smile on SGA's face. the confidence. When they walked off last night, man, it looked really, shaky. And that cardiac loss, how do you recover from it? The other guys, they didn't. You know, brand new series. You give these guys confidence. They got bench players getting their high. It was such a loud arena last night, and the Pacers didn't care. They are cold blooded, man, and we have to respect it. And they're not going anywhere. They don't extend any extra energy. They always replace guys. Their star players are playing 32 minutes, 33 minutes. TJ McConnell's coming off the bench. He's being very aggressive. You know, the Thunder, the 68 win, 67 win Thunder, whatever they are, they got a lot. They got a lot of work to do when they go back to this drawing board for Game 2. Like I was saying to Matt, as far as the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 2 tonight, physical finals, physical Game 1. A lot of people said that the Panthers pushed the Edmonton Oilers around last year in the finals. That they were the physical team, and the Oilers, the way they responded in Game 1 a year later here in the rematch, they were the physical ones. They were at home. Edmonton showed up, loud building. It was really exciting. Like I told Maddie earlier, I can't wait for Game 2. Look pumped up and get off here and go check it out. A lot of good sports here in June. You got a game every other night in the finals. We're going to be talking about it over here on Epis as much as we can. And Connor McDavid, man. What can I say? The Oilers wingman. He's phenomenal. Like, we're seeing the best thing since Gretzky. Like, he's guaranteed to be involved in scoring. You got an over-under of 6.5 goals. So, we're going to see a shootout tonight. We're expecting it. Vegas is expecting it, and I expect it. These goalies they have a tall task at their hands, stopping these shots. They weren't really able to in Game 1. So we're going to see what happens in Game 2 tonight. Other things we got going on, like we were talking about, we got some baseball. Got a lot of baseball on the docket. It's a Friday night. Go over a little bit. We got Nationals Rangers 1-0. I mean, the Rangers, man, I don't know what's going on with them. They're 29-34. A lot of people expecting more from them. I mean, DeGrom has pitched well, but leaving a lot to be desired. They're getting beat up every day. Meanwhile, Seattle on the flip side at 32-29, playing good baseball. Indians in Minnesota chasing the Tigers. Tigers out to that 41-23 record in the American League Central. They look like they're just gonna bust it open and not look back. They haven't won in the years. They have the best record in the American League period. Yankees at 38-23, like we were talking about, 5.5 game lead on the Tampa Bay Rays, a 5-game lead.
What are you boring the people about, Javier? Huh?
I was talking about what's going on in the MLB standings in the National League East. Like we were saying, the Phillies are a couple of games back behind the Mets, 1.5 game back. Look like they're going to be chasing each other all year. Washington 8 games back, and the Braves, after that terrible start, they started winning some games. They are still 7 back, 7 under 500 and 11 games back. So the Braves not looking good. I mean, you don't want to put them to bed like I put the Orioles to bed, but it's not a good look. Mm-hmm. But they're known to have comebacks in the season. They're known for that. So we'll see. Maddie, the Cubs have a 5-game lead on the Cardinals in the NL Central, as 5.5 on the Brewers. Cincinnati's at 4, and of course, in 4th place, and the Pirates are rounding out the division in last place with 23 wins and 40 losses. 16.5 back.
I got one for you, Dub. Thank you, Dub, by the way, for holding down the fort. And
Colorado, 12 wins, bro. 12-50, 25 games back.
Did they win that series? They did win the series. Did they sweep? I thought they had a chance to sweep.
Who are they playing again?
I forget.
They were playing an American League team? You'd love that.
They did win like 2 out of 3.
I think they were playing. It was Texas?
I'm looking right now.
Oh, Miami. Yeah, they swept the Marlins.
They did.
The Marlins have lost. The Marlins have lost 5 in a row. Yeah.
That's wild.
6'4", 3'2",
That's
3'2".
bad. That's a bad look for the Marlins, man. Right
Yeah.
there. You know, you get swept by the Rockies. I mean, talk about
The Rockies ain't gonna
rock
sweep
bottom.
nobody again this year.
Right. Talk about rock bottom there. That's oof.
At home.
That's even worse. Oh my god. Anyway, Jesus Christ, baseball's a great sport.
Bro, I gotta
In
get my
other
coffee. The
news,
guy delivered it.
oh,
1
okay,
second.
go get your coach. I'll
Shut the
wait.
door.
I'll
1
wait
second.
for you. I'll wait for you
Hold
on
that
this
thought.
one because I want you. I want your thoughts on this. Again, everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. We're not going to be going too much longer. It is dinner time for me. We've already been going for an hour and 45. I guess a little bit less since we started about 10 minutes late. But we got a little NHL playoff hockey tonight. All right, you got baseball as always getting going. You know, we'll find out what happens in Game 2 in the NHL playoffs tomorrow. You got a little NFL news. You got heard that Aaron Rodgers officially signing with Pittsburgh. We heard the rumors. We thought that was the case. Even when they released the schedule, they designed it so that Jets and Steelers would go up against each other in preparation that Rodgers would be there. And, lo and behold, he ends up being there. So Aaron Rodgers will be going up against his former team, Justin Fields as well, going against the Steelers. So you got a little spicy Game 1 matchup in the NFL to look forward to if if you're biting at the bits for a little NHL news. That's the latest there. Okay. Outside of that, not too much to rave about. But Dub, you back. You're good to go. You got a little coffee? Where did you get this?
I need a sugar, yo. Oh, at Wawa, they delivered it to me.
Oh, freaking Wawa. Why are you
I delivered it before the store.
Shift yourself to the right a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There
Yeah,
you go.
I got it before. I ordered it before we went on, or maybe 20 minutes after we went on.
God damn! And you just got it now?
No, I was out there. I forgot about it.
That sucks. Oh
Yeah.
man, you should have told me. You just forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not hot.
I love a
It's
good
not that hot.
Wawa, bro. Do you get sandwiches from the Wawa? I love Wawa. There you go. He's got it. What do you got? What sandwich?
I think I got a hot sandwich. I think it's what did I get? Let me see.
Yeah,
This
you
thing's
don't
like a
even
while.
remember. True stoner.
No,
right
it was a
there.
while ago. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's chicken.
We got chicken what?
We got breaded chicken strips, provolone, tomato sauce, Parmesan. Chicken strip Parmesan, that's what it was.
See,
And
I mentioned Wawa, and then Mooncakes comes in the chat. She's, I love Wawa.
yeah, like the dollar tea with the app.
I love like the Italian hot sandwich over there. Wawa.
Yeah.
I'll get that. Their sandwiches are so damn good, man. Whenever I go to Pennsylvania, usually we end up stopping at Wawa most of the time.
Gotta go to Wawa. Got to, man.
I know my brother Zero, man. For all of you in Shiv Nation, Zero loves the late night Wawa. Was the go-to.
Really? Yeah, bro. It's a club out here on Friday night.
Oh yeah,
these kids are out there. They play dominoes on the table. They got beers out there.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's nothing like a good Wawa, man, for sure.
24/7, baby.
Do you have Dave's Hot Chicken down there?
No.
You don't? I wonder where Dave's Hot Chicken originated from, because I heard it was down south.
Or like a North Carolina thing.
Yeah, maybe, because now it's up here. They have one right by me, man. Damn good chicken, let me tell you. Oof,
In
you would love
Queens?
it. Oh yeah, bro, it's like 5 minutes away from me. It's damn good. Yeah, I love it. Can't get enough of that. Dylan loved it too. He gets like the super freaking spicy chicken, like ridiculously hot chicken, like Carolina Reaper. They have a Carolina Reaper flavor. Like, why would you get that? Like, outside of just testing the human limits, like, why would you get such a hot and spicy food that you can't enjoy? Like, it's just like, why? I don't get it, man. I like spicy food, but
Me too.
I guess it's just a little bit ridiculous. I don't know. I gotta tone it down a little bit, but
Yeah, you're getting older there, man. It's not as easy to
I guess.
control
I
it.
mean, I don't. It's not even the fact that I'm getting older. It's just like, bro, I like to taste my food. Like at a certain
Spicy a
level.
little, man.
Bro, Carolina Reaper. Would you get that one? Like you were gonna like consciously like order this food.
Is it
Like,
that bad? Is it
yeah.
that spicy?
No, it's literally Carolina Reaper. Like there are levels to the spiciness, and the
Oh, this is the
highest
hottest.
level that they offer to you is the Carolina Reaper.
Right.
Like, why would you order that?
He challenged himself.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but like nobody in their right mind gets that. So you know what? I'm craving. like what?
Carolina.
You're like, there's no way in hell. All right. Anyway, this is what happens when you come in with Wawa. And I
With the
get
Wawa.
drunk.
This is what happens.
So I did want to bring this up. This is a story I've been holding on for a little bit, and TMZ reported as of yesterday. So I guess it's really relevant. A woman claiming to be one of Zion Williamson's exes has filed a lawsuit against the NBA star, alleging her raped, kidnapped, and terrorized her. Alleging that he raped, kidnapped, and terrorized her on multiple occasions throughout this this year-long relationship, if I'm reading that correctly. Okay.
Right.
Thoughts? What the hell does this mean for Zion Williamson?
I think anyone who knows what's going on here, I don't think it means anything. This girl is a porn star that Zion had a relationship with it that he ghosted. She was stalking this guy on Twitter, and we were all laughing about it for months. She's a total psychopath, bro. I could say that here. We seen the tweets. I think she's crazy, bro. Like she probably just.
I haven't even seen
Mariah
all
Mills.
of this.
Yeah, she's the porn. Yeah, she was chasing him on Twitter. She was stalking him. Zion had a baby with another chick.
Right.
And after that, she just went lost it. And Zion's ignored her. And there she is with this. We're like, because she was a Jane Doe. And everyone's like, it's better not be Mariah Mills. And it is. You should see this girl. She's a whack job, Maddie B. Maddie B, I promise you.
What's her name?
Mariah Mills.
I'm going to pull it up right now for everybody. Mariah?
Moriah, I think. I think. Anything like Mariah Carey's M.O.
Yeah.
She's a whack girl, man. Zion's got in,
Oh, she's got a porn star page. Okay. Interesting. Oh my God.
She's weird. She's a whack
Oh
job,
my
bro.
God. This. Oh my God. Is this really her?
Yeah, you see her body, bro, what she's done to herself.
Okay, I gotta show everybody this. I'm sorry. Wow. All right. This is what we're working with right now. This is her, Dub, if you can see.
Let me see. I'm going on.
Yeah.
I'm going on the stream right now.
It looks like
Oh
it.
my God.
Mariah Mills right here. I got her Instagram page up right now.
Yeah.
All righty.
Yeah. Oh my God. Look at this girl, man. Total whack job with the 20-inch waist and the super oh my, the BBL. You see what the BBL addiction to BBL does?
I know. That's what I was thinking too. All right, just for context, everybody, me and Dub are not just streaming and looking at like women online. This is Mariah Mills accused. She has accused Zion Williamson of rape.
My God.
What else now?
Rape and kidnapping.
Rape, kidnapping, and what else was it? Wait, I had it posted up here. What was it? Kidnapped and terrorized her on multiple occasions. So Mariah Mills, that's I've never seen a picture of her, so I had to see it.
Where's the girl now?
Wow, very interesting.
No, I got my nose in the gutter a little bit. I know what's going on.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It is sports relevant. But yeah, interesting. I didn't know that all about her. So she's got a bit of history.
Yeah, they have their history on Twitter. Like she was stalking him. Gotcha. He had posted in his IG his child and his baby shower, and then she just went nuts. And he never addressed her publicly. I mean, that's what a lot of people be wanting.
Do you think that this hinders his ability to stay in the league right now?
Nah, I don't think it's going to affect him at all. I think everyone knows that this is fucking the maniac. And Zion's going to get...
Okay.
It's good for you, bro, you know?
Yeah.
See what happens. You listen at the rookie symposium, you know? See what happens.
All right. Well, it's developing story. I
Zion
think
probably was whacking off to her 5 years ago, and he got an opportunity, became rich. Oh, I'm going to meet her.
yeah.
You know, and here you are.
All right.
That's what happens.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I did. We gotta report the news. We gotta touch on it. Something that I've seen. It is relevant.
Oh yeah, for sure,
Obviously,
man. Great. That was a great call.
there's gonna be an ongoing case.
I wasn't ready for that.
Similar to that, Trevor Bauer. A little bit similar, but on the other end, Trevor Bauer has won his lawsuit against Lindsey Hill for falsely claiming that Bauer paid her any monetary amount to settle their original lawsuit, and she is ordered to pay him $309,000 in damages. So, just specifically on that, Lindsey Hill has now been ordered to pay Bauer and has been arrested and is being charged with assault and abuse with an outstanding warrant. Interesting.
But she attacked. Who she attacked? Bauer.
I'll pull this up. Hold on. But yes, I believe so.
So her plot was foiled, and she lost her mind.
She was charged with assault and abuse with an outstanding warrant for her arrest. Bauer's other false accuser is currently being charged with committing fraud against him. Bauer has never been arrested, charged with a single crime.
Good for him.
Yeah. Indeed.
Good for him.
Indeed. It's kind of like, coming.
Hopefully that
Zion
will be able to,
Yeah, sure. I think
the lies and the stories is hurting people who are telling the truth. Man. It's fucked up.
At this point, all that Bauer cares about is getting back into the league. I'm sure.
Well, that part.
I'm sure that's a nice little victory, for
He
him.
could get in. Not with the Yankees, though.
I don't really think he cares about the money in that aspect, but it's a nice moral victory for him to at least win that lawsuit back. Especially that.
Bauer's obviously got blackballed, but
yeah,
I just don't feel sorry for him. I don't care.
Yeah. I guess
he was such a jerk, yo.
Yeah. He was, but then, if found completely not guilty with all these accusations, it does suck, and that he missed out on an opportunity. No, I'm saying it sucks that he missed out on an opportunity to actually show his talents and showcase his talents. And us as the sports fan, as the Major League Baseball fan, we get stripped away of, potentially seeing what could have been, as well. That's all I mean, like, it sucks, outside of the person, things like that. Yeah, he's a bit arrogant. Yeah, he's cocky, whatever,
I'm sure he's been humble, no doubt.
It seems like he has. It seems, at least with his social media presence, things like that. And, okay, I guess that speaks for something. But, at the end of the day, you and me,
sometimes it's fucked up how the cookie crumbles, man. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. And I'm just like, it's not like, Trev wasn't innocent. Like, I'm not even talking about the chick, but the opportunity that came for them to screw you. You were giving this guy, you were talking about Manfred like he's not the sheriff. It doesn't work like that, man. It doesn't. It's not how the world works. Not like what should happen, but what does happen. Should have, doesn't matter. Like, I get it. But no one's gonna sign him, man.
No, I mean, it doesn't seem like maybe with these, newfound lawsuits, but I highly doubt it. Even then, it's been so long, and he's up there in age. It's just, again, it's too much of a liability. It's a PR issue.
That they told these guys, don't sign this guy, man.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought so all along with him, no doubt. And we've spoke about that on previous shows before. There definitely was some coercion between management, between owners and the league, to just
don't sign this guy.
Yeah. And again, it's a huge PR hit and everything that comes with that.
There's always coercion involved.
Yeah, no doubt.
And all kind of plotting. Look at Rodgers plotting with the Steelers. And now they're playing the Jets week 1.
Yeah, and the league was. I mentioned that when you were grabbing your coffee. The league was very prepared for that by scheduling Steelers and the Jets for week 1 before that it was official news that he was playing for the Steelers.
And then Rodgers
So,
plays the Packers this year. He loves it. He always wins,
no
doesn't
doubt
he?
about it. You know, he kind of does. Always kind of finds a way, right?
He always gets his way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Moon
So
King,
now, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this before you move on.
yeah.
Is he going to ask for number 12 in Pittsburgh? Because it's not retired, but it's never been worn.
It's not retired, but it's never been worn. Of course he's getting
Right. The
12.
Steelers, he's
Why
going to
is
ask.
it-
What?
Nobody's ever worn 12?
Not after Bradshaw.
Oh, that's what you mean by that.
Yeah. There's only 3 numbers been retired, but nobody's ever touched it for whatever reason.
Bradshaw
Is he
wasn't
going to ask
retired?
for it? No, they didn't retire him. They have a lot of Hall of Famers they didn't retire. They just don't retire numbers that much. Only 2 steel curtain. Mean Joe Green and Franco Harris.
The question is,
And Franco,
will Bradshaw give him the okay?
I don't know. Bradshaw is see the thing about Bradshaw has problems with the Steeler organization right now. He's estranged from them.
So he may not. He may not.
I don't think he's gonna get the number, but will he ask for it?
Oh, I think he is. Yeah. You think Rodgers has enough like respect for Bradshaw to like? All right, you know what? I can't.
I think Bradshaw said something about him before. He dissed him.
Oh well, then in that case, then he's probably gonna go after that fucking number.
He's petty as hell.
If that's he's gonna Rodgers is gonna get his damn number, bro. You know what? If I had to bet on it, he's wearing number 12.
Yo, man, Rodgers not. He's not. If he bro, they're gonna go nuts to Steelers
You know,
fans. They're so pissed. You gonna say F the fans? All right.
You're really happy that Rodgers is there in the first place, you know?
Me? I
No.
go think about it.
As the Steeler fan.
Oh, the Steeler fan? I don't know, man.
No.
I don't know. They haven't had a quarterback in a long time.
He
Mason
ain't an
Rudolph.
upgrade. He's not an upgrade for Justin Fields.
He's not.
No. How? How is he an upgrade from Justin Fields?
Well, they had 2 quarterbacks last year, my friend.
I know.
Justin Fields didn't start that playoff game.
I know.
Did he?
I'm just saying.
It's crazy the quarterback musical chairs when you think about it. The 2 Pittsburgh quarterbacks get split
I think
off New
Justin
York.
Fields still has a lot of potential in him.
And then Aaron Rodgers leaves New York and he comes here. The 2 Pittsburgh quarterbacks, they go to New York both different directions.
Yeah.
Use quarterback carousel for real, man.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in love with it. You know, it's not like I'm going into this season where I'm like, all right, can't wait for Jets football.
We're gonna see if the Jets are,
what
like,
what
if
I
Rodgers
want to
does
see.
well.
What I want to see with the Jets this year is just a step in the right direction. Obviously, management, the demeanor, how they conduct themselves on and off the field. Some bright spots in the offensive line, defensive line type things like that. I really want to see improvements on those sides of the ball. Whatever,
they're gonna run football for sure.
Whatever Fields can give me, if he can show me some signs and be competent and do his thing, I think that's honestly like house money almost for the Jets. Like, it's kind of a gamble either way. I think he's got a lot of upside, a lot of potential. And certainly, outside of Rodgers, we know what we're getting with Rodgers, right? And he's declining in age and performance. It was time. It didn't work out. It was a failed experiment.
What happens if Rodgers has a resurgence, if he has a monster year?
Oh, man, I'm going to friggin', that's going to suck. And could I see it happen? I could. Because he's still that guy. His IQ and his ability, he's good enough to make it happen. We just didn't really see it last year with the Jets or, when he was healthy. It's just, there was flashes of it, no doubt. There was flashes, but it wasn't consistent enough. And, he's just so immobile at this point where in this type of game, in this type of football game nowadays, you need to have some mobility.
I feel like they could do something, man. DK Metcalf. They got rid of Pickens, but they got Metcalf still. They were running football.
At that point, you could just say the Jets are going to do something too.
The Steelers, bro, are more stable.
Yes, because of everything that has gone on around them, no doubt. But I mean, in terms of on paper, are you really going to can you confidently say, all right, Steelers are better?
The Jets, yeah, hell yeah.
confidently, like no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Better on paper. So
Yeah,
you're
the
gonna
Steelers gonna be-
so easily
I like
you're
the
saying
Steelers
right
10
now
games on the win.
Steelers will have a better record than the Jets this year.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I don't know if I could confidently say that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know if I could confidently say that's going to be the case. I don't think there's nothing that like
They won 10 games
you
with
know.
nothing last year.
All
I'm not
right,
saying Rodgers is
you know,
something,
I
but they
wouldn't say it
always
was
win 10.
nothing, but all
Yes,
right.
they put up
yeah.
us every year.
Yeah,
You know,
but
I know they don't win playoff games. I know that part. But we don't.
you know, I can't say it's a
Jets.
guarantee they win 10 this year.
They find a way, don't they? Don't
Sure, they did last
Cleveland
year.
Browns in the
you know?
division? Yeah, they did.
They did
The
last year.
Bengals didn't get in, but they did.
But I mean, I feel like I could easily turn. All right, 8-win team. You know.
I don't think the Jets are any more than 6.
Oh yeah, no, probably not.
Right, and that's why I don't think the Steelers.
Yeah,
That's why I
probably
said
not. Maybe
confidently.
8, maybe 9, 8,
Right,
9.
7 tops.
I would say 8,
7,
9
10.
tops, maybe. Like, oh, no,
The Jets
really,
got a lot of
like,
problems going ahead.
yeah.
All those guys they got in the draft, that same draft, they're all up.
Yeah, but
Cost.
new regime.
You know, those all these squad. They didn't do anything with these players. They had a great draft 3 years ago. They didn't do anything with these guys.
But maybe
Now all these
that's
players'
also
contracts are up.
that's also incentive to perform, though.
Yeah, but their contracts
You
are
know? Like that's what I mean. Like new regime, new scheme, the whole 9. Guys that are
Garrett
are
Wilson,
fighting for
Brees
contracts.
Hall, Sauce Gardner. They're all going to be up for contracts next year.
Sure. And what more do
They're
you
going
want
to
to
lose
do?
2 of them.
You know, what more do you want to do better than to actually show up and actually perform and fight for a good contract? I mean, that's totally on the table, you know? It's not like they have no names. They got names, man. I know some guys on the
I mean, this is the Jets that we're talking about.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. But, you know, we've seen this kind of in the past, too. I'm not saying they're winning a playoff game, bro. I'm saying they could potentially maybe just turn it around, make you feel good and confident towards the future and say, hey, they win 8 and 9 games. But probably not even because they're probably going to have to let a few guys in the process. And then we'll still be probably talking quarterback controversy next year.
Again.
You know, who, you know, is Justin Fields ain't the answer, so who else is now? Are they drafting? And you know what? It would be typical of Jets to do that shit and win 8, 9 games so that they're mediocre enough so that they don't draft well. And then, you know, we're not getting a top-tier quarterback again.
Yeah, when we get them,
know.
we blow it. We had Darnold,
Sure.
we had Zach. It's really just an uphill battle with this organization.
And there you go. It'll be the next 5 years of the same shit. So, I don't know, bro.
Same
you know,
song.
like it's tough.
It's depressing.
Yes, it is.
It's sad. They're pathetic.
How do you feel about your Tennessee Titans going into next year?
I mean, that's my team now. Yeah, man. The Titans, I mean, they've declined, obviously. They have some talent on offense. They're going a different direction. Of course, they got Cam Ward. But we're going to see how that turns out as well for them.
Mm-hmm.
They got a new coach. The division is...
What did they finish with last year? I forget. It was
they were pretty bad, bro. They had the number 1 pick.
Well, oh, that's
I think
right.
they had 3 or 4 wins.
Was it really? It was that bad for them?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They lost a lot of games at the end of the season. They're rebuilding. I mean, you got the Jags.
It all happened so fast with them now, bro. A couple of years ago, they were, yeah.
They had the number 1 seed. They knocked off Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I mean. That's what I mean with football, bro. It really is year to year. Sometimes you could go from bad team to good team quick in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Now.
The Titans, they might turn around in 2 years. They might have 10 wins. We don't know. But it's never the Jets, though, it seems like.
It's not. It's not. Never the Jets.
And recently, it hasn't been the Giants the last 10 years. So
that's true, too. Well,
I think the Giants are in a better situation than the Jets even.
Yeah. That might make you feel a little bit good, though. Like, hey, we're kind of due. I don't know, man. I don't know what you hope for anymore.
1969, 1968, baby.
Jesus Christ. All right.
It's 55 years, man. When we do.
Yeah, I don't know. When did the Knicks do? Who knows?
Been to the Super Bowl just to get there, just to go to the game.
Just to
There's
recap.
15 teams in the conference, bro. 15 teams in the conference, or 16 now. So if the odds go in 55 years, you can get there 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Just mathematically. No, not the Jets. No. We got these guys hoarding Super Bowl appearances, the Broncos, the Patriots, all these teams over 55 years.
It's been
Can't get one.
55 years. You know that woman from Titanic? You know, it's been so.
Yeah. Yeah, that old lady, yeah. She gave me the creeps, bro. She made me scared. She scared me a little bit. And I was the big boy, yo, when I seen that movie. I was like 17. She still scared me a little.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. That old woman, the old woman. Oh, Jack, oh, Jack. Can't let you go. I'll never let you go, Jack. Should have threw her in the water.
It's just...
I have a child.
Please,
please. She's all I have. I have a child.
Listen.
Let me snatch that Billy Zane character. He snatches the little girl. I have a child.
Right.
So you can get on the boat. Great movie, great film. Then he gets off the lifeboat.
Guess who heard me earlier on the episode, because he sure as hell showed up in the first and second inning tonight of your New York Yankees versus Boston. You want to take a guess who that is?
Jazz Chisholm.
Oh, yeah, baby. Jazzy Chisholm with a nice little 3-run homer in the bottom of the first after the rain delay. Volpe followed it up. I don't know if they went. No, definitely not back-to-back, because he had a 2-run homer. Dominguez was on the base pads during that. Made it 5-0 Yankees. And then Chisholm again in the second with a single to right. Judge scores. Goldschmidt to third. Second and third, bottom of the second.
You're right about that, Matty. Jazz has to play big baseball.
Man. He needs to play baseball. He is a phenomenal player. The problem with Jazz is not a good against the lefty. So he's kind of constrained to, all right.
He has a lot of confidence, though. But sometimes it hurts him a little bit. But you want to keep him. He brings great energy to the team at the end of the day.
He's going to be a pivotal factor. I love Jazz. I like his athleticism. Kind of hasn't been healthy enough to really get a nice stretch and get into the routine. You know, hopefully stays healthy for the remainder of the year and really plays some big ball for them, not only offensively but defensively as well. But you like to see this, especially against, your rival Boston, first inning, setting the tone. And here, virtually this should be an easy win game, blowout win for the Yanks tonight, especially with Warren on the mound, who has been awful this year. 5.14 ERA coming into the game. Now with that being said, he's got to, make sure he gets the job done tonight. Yankees look like they're going to tack on more. It's loaded bases, 2 out now in the bottom second.
Jumping on the Red Sox.
They have potential to really blow this game wide. I mean, it's already blown open 6-0. But, Warren's got to hold the fort and do his thing. But, good. He gets some offense. You need that. And this is what this Yankee team does. This is why, they will be okay ultimately in the regular season. It just matters what happens in terms of playoff baseball when they get there. Without your ace there, you're recovering all year from that. You're trying to find a way. I think it's
we got to forget about that, yo. Garrett's gone, yo.
You did forget about it. Well, that's what I mean. You did forget about it. It's over. But the void is still there. You need to address it. And then one thing this team truly needs is either starting pitching or more bullpen. The bullpen has been shaky.
It's definitely pitching.
We've seen, yeah, right. They don't need help offensively. This team is deep. You're going to get healthier with Stanton coming back. Stanton's going to be there come playoff time like he always is. And he's going to become, playoff Stanton all of a sudden. Like, playoff Jimmy and shit like that.
Now you got Rice and Dominguez available. You can mix and match.
They will be fine offensively. If they want, maybe they can acquire another bat towards the deadline. Doesn't need to be a big splash, but just
might hit the base contact guy.
Right,
yeah,
a little bit more depth, a little bit more spark that can help them down the line, down the stretch there. Really, their need is pitching. A lot of teams are needs of pitching. You look all over the American League. What do they need? They need pitching. It's a very offensive-dominated league right now.
Like I said earlier, you're getting Louis Hill back.
Sure.
What to expect from him? That's another thing.
Right.
But just the addition of him, you get more innings.
Sure.
We're hoping he's going to be healthy, and we expect him to be in.
But
that's going to be a plus. And then you make a deal, like you said, and they will.
Yeah.
They will.
I
promise
hope
you
so.
that.
I don't
They
know,
might
bro.
get
They
it back
have
too.
not
You
necessarily
don't.
made those deals in the past. You can't
And listen,
say
they're
that
up.
anymore.
They're due.
They
They're
used
due.
to say that.
They've taken breaks. This is not the first time the Yankees have not made a deal
Mm,
last year.
I'm
That
no. I'm saying
they've not made deals, a couple of years, and they'll make a deal every year. Cashing's been around a while.
it's not
He
about
got a
cash,
pulse.
baby. I go back to the days of Steinbrenner. We're
Oh,
more
no.
we're used to. There were deals made. They wasn't going to allow this. This is a championship win now team.
No,
It
they're
is
gonna make a
there for the
deal,
taking.
Matty.
If Detroit is the team to beat in the American League, then
The
the
Yankees are not
Yankees,
going to sit on their
you know,
laurels this season, bro. I promise you that.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I
I
don't
know.
know. I'm gonna take a book out of Evan Roberts. Was an IOE or an independent
Yeah.
observer.
I guess you and Evan. Yeah, I guess so.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I guess.
this team is
It-
good. This team is good, but they're not. They're not. They need to be great. They need to be great. They were there, bro. Right? Listen, they were in the World Series last year. This is not a time to mess around. They are that you need to
No,
act
they're
like you're
38
that
and
good.
23.
That's it.
They're winning baseball
I
games.
know,
They're doing
but
what they're
we've
supposed to
seen.
do.
I know, but we see, bro. It doesn't matter. They can
It
win
doesn't matter. What do
They
you
can,
mean winning baseball
bro.
games? It doesn't
I'm
matter.
saying they can win 115 games, but if they don't have the proper team
Oh, man, you
constructed
make it sound
for a
like whatever
playoff
they do, it
series,
doesn't matter. It
no,
doesn't
that's
matter
not
what they do. They're
true,
doing the rules.
bro. I'm just
You're
saying
making
the
our season mean like it
expectation
doesn't
was
even
that
mean
high.
anything.
No, well,
Let us get there. Let's get to the trade deadline. If they don't make the deals, you go crazy. I'm gonna sit here.
all right. I'm jumping the gun a little bit with the whole trade deadline thing, but we're getting there. We're getting
We're
there.
getting there, June.
All right.
Next 5 weeks, yeah.
That's what I mean. I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but only because
I know. I mean, I
only
think
because I
when
think
you're
this
saying
team
this
should
stuff
get there. That's it.
with the small success they've had by winning games and getting this nice little lead in the division in June, you think they're gonna get comfortable? They're not, Maddie. It's not enough.
I don't know.
They think they're good because
From what I've seen
maybe if
with
they were up
Cashman and
by
this
7 games, if they were
organization,
up,
bro, I don't think they're gonna do enough. I don't think so. They have.
I think so.
Bro,
You're on
it's
you
been
you
years
you you
past
feel like
where they did not.
they're the team,
Last year they did not address their needs, at
and
the
that
trade
wasn't the
deadline.
first time.
Right, exactly. It's a freaking problem.
And we've said that, and I agree. So you're saying what
Yeah.
you're saying is this is the Yankee team that just wants to make the playoffs and sell those tickets, and they're good. The
No,
business
that's
team
how they act.
that we talked about
That's
in the past.
how
Yeah.
that's how it's been run.
And if they don't make a trade, that's what I'm
You
going
know.
to say. I'm going to attack them. But you're right. They better make a deal then. Fine.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I've
all
said it
I'm
before
saying,
too. The
bro.
Yankees just want to make the playoffs. They don't care. This is a success going to World Series for Steinbrenner.
No. Now it's
No,
like
but it looks like they act like that, bro, because
For
they don't
sure, yeah.
fire anyone.
right. That's what I mean. That's what
The
I mean.
Knicks firing people, bro.
Like it's you know what? The Yankees are in what the Knicks should be in next year. It's like
Right.
if they kept Thibodeau, like this is you gotta get there or win.
You're not, but you're not
You know
the
what I'm saying?
urgency. You're saying you don't see it, and you don't
I
think you're
don't
gonna
see
see
it. I don't see it, and
But
right.
I don't think
I'm calling it
you know
now.
you're basing this off of their history, not right
mm.
now. You're just saying it like, yo, listen, they're not gonna do anything.
I'm
I
calling
get
it
it.
now. I'm calling it now.
All right.
I don't think they will make the necessary moves at the deadline, and ultimately will be their demise come playoff time. I know it's an early jump, but I'm calling it. I truly, as opposed to the Mets, where I feel like the Mets actually
Mets might not need me to make a move really like that.
I agree, but I think they will.
You want a pitcher still?
I do. If
You
I'm
don't
the
trust the
Mets,
formula.
I'm both Mets or Yankees. You need to make a move for a pitcher.
I told you the Mets got
And-
that formula, bro.
And bro, like the Mets got the other X factor. They got that boy Tong in the minors. They got some pieces, bro.
Yeah.
Like they could really make a splash for a scheme.
Their pitching coaches,
or
their whole
something.
pitching, the whole pitching philosophy they have over there in Queens. It's
Right.
crazy. Everyone knows now. Like we talked about it.
Bro, I
in the preseason.
really, I'm not gonna get ahead and say, oh, Mets will get a Skeens, but I would not be surprised if they found a way to maneuver a trade. They have enough, bro. They have enough in their farm system to make that move easily. They can acquire.
Pirates probably don't
Skeens.
want to see. Pirates don't want to see him. This end of the day.
You might be right. It's not like the Mets see
Sure.
them very often, but I'm just saying, like it's out there. Even if it's not a Skeens, they still have way too many pieces in their system that can acquire a big arm. Who that is outside the skins, I can't tell you right now. I don't know who I would want. There's pieces out there. There's definitely guys you could acquire. Um, if anything, if they didn't go starting pitching because their starting pitching has been so good, I would definitely focus on the bullpen. They could use a really good 1-2 dominant arm out of that pen. I think offensively, Mets and Yankees don't really need to do too much offensively. I really do think they're just great. They have great depth, good team. Sure, you want to maybe add a nice, rotational piece, a little
And the
utility
Yankees
guy,
got guys like we got an offensive player coming back. If we
Right.
can get another infielder, I don't know, but
I
coming
probably the
back is
Mets more so than the Yankees. Um, but
because Mets
that's
don't
where
have
I'm
that
at.
big injury guy
You
coming
know,
back.
yeah. But again, a lot of the teams are in contention. Dodgers, they have like freaking, it's like double digit guys on an injury list, all pitchers, bro. Like
But they have
need
their
help.
depth. The depth is ridiculous.
Well, that's insane. Like they still have all those guys, and they're still fine. But
Right.
listen, like when you're, utilizing Clayton Kershaw as like a pivotal pitcher at this point for the Dodgers, it's not good. They're a bit overrated. Kershaw, as much as I love him, as great as he's been in his past, he's not the Kershaw that he was
He's
of the
35.
past. And when you're relying on that guy for some big innings in a playoff scenario,
I mean, they're using
it's
him
not,
in June because of the injuries. That's what he was
they'll
signed
use
for.
him
He's the seventh starter.
They'll use him in the playoffs too if they need to.
Maybe.
They will. They ride or die with that boy.
They had guys on the injured list while they won the championship. They had all stars on the injured list. They'll be all right. They built the team. You remember the guys they were signing were putting them 11 and 12 deep in the batting order.
Yeah.
They're playing. So these guys are ready for this.
And you
This
don't
is
know,
long, grueling.
Shohei looks like he's going to pitch at some point.
See what I'm saying? No one can tell him anything different. So there you go. They're going to be adding. They're going to be adding extra stuff like Shohei's like in the free agent pitcher if he decides to come up. Yeah. So
I'm just saying, it's a bit early on it. I know, whatever, but I'm getting out ahead of the conversation, and at least I'm dry. I want to start the driving force for the Yankees because I'm looking at this American League like, this is yours for the taking. All right, give credit.
Yeah, where we're supposed to be.
Credit to where, it's due for the Detroit and things like that. Houston lingering, other teams lingering.
We don't have rights to this shit. We have to earn it anyway.
Yeah, no doubt. But that's what it's yours for the
every
taking,
season,
bro.
Right, and the Yankees are doing what they're supposed to do. They're going to win a division.
The team, how it's constructed now, right?
And that's how it starts.
That has not been enough in the past. They need to make.
We're going to reach the trade deadline. We're going to go to All-Star break. We're going to reach the trade deadline. We're going to play these next 6 weeks. We're going to win a division. And then I'll be ready for it. We're going to have another playoff run. We don't, like as a Yankee fan, we need the regular season is our chill, bro. Because when October comes, it's ridiculous the frenzy in this area. So we just not in no rush. We're going to do what we do. Hopefully Cashman makes these moves, that you were speaking of. We do need to make some acquisitions for sure. Especially, like you said, out of the pen. I'd rather read the bullpen.
Yeah.
Because, these starters are not going 5 innings anyway, 4 or 5 innings. That pen, man, you can get some arms out of there, some innings, some strikeouts. It's always a good thing, man. This is a new way they play baseball. It's a new league. But we do need to make a move. Maybe even a little more speed when you bring Stanton back, then you get a speed. So I don't know. Someone who could come off the bench and, add another dynamite guy, But I mean, we're going to get there. But in the meantime, they're winning baseball games. They're not 7 games over 500 or 6. They're 15.
Yeah.
We're in June, 38 and 23.
Listen, I mean, both teams are exactly where you want them to be. I mean,
right.
you really could not ask for much more for, if you're a New York fan, Mets, Yankees. It's a beautiful time. You got to embrace it as we get deeper into the summer. The intensity is just going to ramp up. You're seeing what the Mets did against the Dodgers. It's a beautiful thing. The Yankees, all right, kind of ho-hum, performance. There's no need to panic with them. They did get smacked around a little bit from the Dodgers, but that doesn't mean that they're not able to compete against them. It's just a bad series. That's all.
Honestly, I don't, man. The Dodgers, man, they're a problem, man.
There are a problem, no doubt. We spoke about it, but it's almost like them against everybody else.
Yeah, the field.
You know,
I'll probably take the field too, bro,
sure,
against them.
no doubt.
Yeah,
Like it's like almost guaranteed something wrong is gonna go.
it's gonna happen
Is
here
gonna
with them.
happen
Yeah,
with them. Anyway,
like the Celtics.
with that being said, 7-0 for the Yankees, bottom of the third, no outs. All right, they Volpe got hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. So they got a 7th run there. So things not looking too good for the Red Sox. As the Red Sox, they continue to fall a little bit here. Definitely not good for them. I had high expectations for them coming into this year, and this weekend can really set them back quite a bit if they're not careful. So they got to find a way to turn it around if they want any way of contending. Walker
You talking about the
Buehler.
Sox?
Talking about the Sox, baby.
Yeah, they gotta
turn around. Walker Buehler coming in, ERA over 5. Oof, the hell is that? Not good. So that's it. That's gonna be it for tonight, cause that's it. I gotta go eat dinner. I'm gonna go put the kids to bed.
Run.
It's all good. We've been 2 hours and almost 30 minutes. Just coming up, 25 minutes total since we started the live stream. I just want to say thank you again to everybody, all the subscribers. All right, appreciate you. We have finally hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. All right, if you haven't done so, go check out the Instagram page, the Facebook page, and hit that follow button over there as well. We want to start gaining more traction on those. Tune in for Mental Mondays this week. Okay, 10 p.m. Eastern time coming up. We will be giving away 5 hats, exclusive Epis Sports Radio hats. I know it's the Mental Monday show. We don't have Mental Monday hats out yet, but that'll be coming down the pipeline. All right, we're giving away Epis Sports Radio hats, snapbacks, black. I'll send it right to you free of charge. Okay, free of charge. Only to subscribers in the United States. I'm sorry for our international.
All you got to do is show up.
All you got to do is show up. I will be releasing a code word throughout the show. I'll let you know what the code word is at the beginning of the show. Okay, I'll drop it in the comments, but you have to listen and comment exactly when I say it and when I release it. And I will be giving away 5 hats to the first 5 that comment appropriately. So, tune in for that. It's going to be good. Should have a guest speaker coming on. And again, everybody, if you want to talk, you want to join in the conversation, we are allowing call-ins. No call-ins today. Obviously, busy Friday evening. I'm sure you guys all had plans. All right. But if you're catching this in post, just keep it in mind. All right. And Dub, that's it. Enjoy your little Stanley Cup playoff. Florida already out to a 1-0 lead in the first 3 minutes in.
With the overs.
So Florida already, Edmonton's on a power play as we speak.
I'm gonna
they
get
just
over
got
there,
the
man.
power play. Florida started up, so anybody.
Maddie, man, I forgot to bring it up, man. I just for you to check it out. The Marlins Rays game, I seen the worst call ever. The Marlins manager got thrown out for it. One of the players got thrown. Another bench coach. Just see if you look at that, bro. It was
I think I missed that.
Runner's interference call.
Okay.
On a bunt. It cost the Marlins the game. No, today. The 1 o'clock game.
Okay. I definitely missed that.
Oh, my God. I should have brought it up. I should have bring it up. It's the worst thing I've seen. Probably because I had a couple shekels on the first, on that. But it was the worst thing I've ever seen. It was called runner's interference, on the throw from the pitcher to the first baseman on a bunt.
Yeah.
It wipes out their base runner, wipes out a run. It was just the worst. Then the manager just check it out, bro. You're gonna play. What is that? I'm
sure I'll see it on the social soon, but I'll definitely look into it for sure. I want to catch it. Now I gotta see what you're saying.
Terrible.
Yeah, not good. The officiating, everything like that, man, overall has been. I can't wait for those robot umps. You know what I'm saying? And like full review, full. I can't believe I'm saying it, but it's kind of necessary.
Told me about it. Oh my God!
It's kind of
there was some calls in the finals yesterday. Like, even the Siakam call when he went out of bounds, he got pushed out of bounds. And then they overturned it. They ran up on the bases anyway. I'm like,
it makes you question, man. It makes you question in this day and age. What's going on behind the scenes. I don't know, man.
And then they're like, they can't review it.
Right. That's the worst part of all. It's like,
They said it was
how is that
unreviewable.
not
I said, what is
right?
unreviewable?
What do you mean? Like, why even have it? Same thing with baseball. Why is it unreviewable?
It was the
Makes
baseball
no
play was
sense.
unreviewable.
No, but you know,
The umpire after that, Matt, the
Yeah.
umpire is just grilling the third baseline because that's where the Marlins are at. He's just grilling them. Like he want beef with them, and they're chattering because they're mad about what happened, and he just keeps looking at them. Then he says something back to them, like he wanted to talk them to say something. They said something back. He throws one out. Manager comes out, throws him out of here, bro. You suck, bro. It was an awful call, and he's standing on it.
Yeah.
He's like, eat a dick. This is my call. I'm like, bro, you suck.
You know, the worst part about it too is like with this whole review application is that
If you're gonna review it and take up our time, do it right. Get the shit right.
And then you want to implement this like challenge system to like limit the reviews so that way, even though we know the right review, but now you don't have any more challenges.
Right,
so
because we don't want to embarrass you. So we're just gonna let your ref and get away with a shitty call.
Right, it's just like, come on, man, what are we doing?
Because I was the wrong one. Yeah, it's just stupid.
You have the technology, might as well utilize it to its capacity and get it right at this point.
They don't want the game to slow down, and they're gonna challenge 8 of the refs' shitty calls.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have 20 bad calls. They don't want that to be exposed.
Yeah.
So the coaches have to use it, strategically. Use those challenges. It is what it is.
I hate it, man. It sucks. It is what it is, man. Well, that's it for tonight, Dub. Any closing comments, my friend? Thank you.
That's all I had.
It's all good. I think you and me back Sunday morning.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna definitely do an Epis Sports Radio episode 25 Sunday morning. Good old
Hopefully
Sunday
the games will be gone. We'll have this game 2 over.
We haven't had a Sunday morning in a while.
Right, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Hopefully,
try to get a run in, then run right into the seat.
That sounds
right
good,
in here,
yeah, I'll join you in on that. We'll do a Sunday morning
Go run, and we do a show.
Yes, indeed. All right, folks. Again, thank you for tuning in. Tune in for that. We'll do a nice little Sunday morning Epis Sports. All right, recap everything that's going on Friday, Saturday, and then we'll get you geared up for all Sunday slate of games and just any trending topics, anything that's going on. Join in if you can. If you're watching this in post, let us know in the comments if you want us to talk about anything on the next show. We'd be happy to talk about it. So,
shitty refs and umpires.
Shitty refs and umpires, indeed. Until next time, folks, it's your boy Matty B, W. Dubois. You know what the hell I'm going to say already.
Yep.
Keep showing up.
Keep showing up. Yep.
Wake up! You can't remember where it was. Has this dream stopped?
Nice.
I'm going to keep this outro. Keep the Mental Mondays outro for
Hope you find some kind of peace of mind.
Here's my sandwich, Maddie. Let's go watch the game. I'm gonna talk to you later.
All right, baby. I got you, bro.
Hope you find some kind of peace of mind.
Was true. In my love, in my.
All right, everybody, we're going to take it over to my brother Zero. Thank you for tuning in. Keep showing up. Until next time.